Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Babies with Knives. This afternoon, we are going to be playing Bash. My name is Alice Peng, aka Lala Twiddle on the boards, and with me today is my ever-present co-host, Brandon.
Howdy, howdy.
And our GM today and special guest is going to be Chris Rutt, the designer and mastermind behind Bash.
Hi.
And playing along with us is going to be Wilfredo Martinez.
Hello, everybody.
So, Chris, why don't you take us away?
All right, so we all have our heroes chosen. We have the Winter Witch, whose powers are that she can basically she's magic, but her all of her spells involve ice. The TD-4000, who is a small robot teddy bear from the future, from Japan, who is both the combination of the next generation mechanized weapon of war and the cuddly protector of children, and best friend who reads nursery rhymes and stuff to kids, right? And then we have Imagia, who is a magician's assistant who actually is just a mutant whose powers allow her to multiply herself into multiple copies, and she also has magic appearing powers that she can make flash effects and things like that. And she can shapeshift into all kinds of different objects, which is useful because sometimes she turns herself into weapons that she then uses, like her duplicates, as like batons and stuff, and beats people up with them and things like that. So those are our heroes, and they are, I believe, are all members of the Defender Megapolis, right? The TD-4000 is kind of a junior member who's like been taken under the group's wing, but they thought he was trying to destroy the city when they met him, I believe, and it turned out that he was just misprogrammed. He'd been hacked or something, and so they fixed him, and now he's kind of works with them. So the Defenders of Megapolis have a benefactor, Ace Ashby, the Watcher, who gives them tips and appears. He built their headquarters for them. He's basically this ultra millionaire. His interest is in defending the city of Megapolis. And today, you guys are all at the Defender Center, the base, and on the big TV screen there's danger alert, incoming emergency. All right, so what do you guys do? There's a big thing flashing up on the screen at the base.
Okay. It said incoming on the base.
Yeah, so you're at your base for the heroes.
Right. The danger alert. Where was it saying the danger alert was?
There's a giant TV screen in the center of the base's like main area.
I caught that. I'm wondering if it told me where the danger.
No, it's just a Biff Bam Pow kind of thing saying danger, danger right there. You guys come into the control.
You have to push a button to like receive an incoming message.
Yeah, and so you guys come in, and TD, who's only a foot and a half tall, is kind of struggling trying to get to the button to press it and all.
You see, so as I come into the control room, ice starts building beneath TD, and suddenly you have a step stool up. You're just getting floated up on a pillar of ice, so you can press the button.
All right, so
thank you very much, Winter Witch, and I move up and press the button.
Did you say stay frosty to him? Okay. So you push the button, and the giant head of Ace Ashby appears on the screen. That's like 15 foot wide, and it's like, Defenders, there's trouble down at Omega Laboratory. It seems that a group of nefarious felons is trying to break their way in. There are hostages inside, and the police are in a standoff with them. Surely you can do something about it.
Don't worry, sir. We'll get them put on ice.
Do we know who they are?
Yes. Based on dossier reports, it appears that this gruesome foursome is none other than dark elements.
Oh, no.
consisting of Bubble King, a former Crochem scientist who used his concrete bubble formula to nefarious purposes. And he is the self-proclaimed most dangerous supervillain in ever recorded human history, according to himself. Beware of his dangerous bubble gun, because the bubbles it shoots are stronger than steel. All right.
You always have to be careful with bubble gum. Don't swallow it, kids.
I never have a problem with bubblegum on my shoes. I just freeze it off.
Mm-hmm.
I am bubblegum, virtually.
Then there's his hirsute henchman Dirtbag, who is made out of dirt. Made out of pure dirt. Yes. Although don't be fooled, he's not just a common dirt clod. He can form himself into blades or hammers or any kind of solid form, as well as turning into dust and making dust storms. So be aware of that.
Now, Mr. Ashby, you need to be more kind with your words, and calling people dirtbags really isn't good.
That is his own self-chosen moniker.
He wants to be called that.
Yeah. With them is Windshear, an ex-East German athlete who turned to cheating and decided to join a life of for the thrill of it. She is a super speedster who can summon up polar vortexes of air. Be aware of her slippery nature.
So it'll be important to freeze her in her tracks.
Oh, you could certainly try, or you should. I should.
It sounds like she's not full of hot air, though.
Last but not least is Blast Furnace. Blast Furnace was allegedly a steel worker who was killed in a molten crucible, but then managed to come back to life somehow and kill his murderers. He lives within, his fiery spirit is held within an armor made out of cast iron, and he can blast flame or burn people with his white hot armor wherever he goes. Winter Witch, you want to be especially careful of him.
I'm not afraid of anything with TD around.
All right. So what do you guys plan to do then?
I fly out.
Wait,
Still up on the control panel, I put my stubby little bear arms out to be picked up to transport somewhere quickly.
Okay.
I create a little ice hammock for TD to sleep on, and drop him over my cloak, and we take off.
All right. So
Winter is one of the most wonderful times. Do you know that each snowflake is a dream, kids? And I start just telling a story about snowflakes and dreams and such as she has me bundled up in her hammock.
This is not the right moment for exposition.
Okay, so Imagia, how are you getting to the site of Omega Labs?
Oh, that's no problem for me. I can fly.
Oh, well then there you go. She's better. She not only could levitate, but she could actually straight up fly, based on her magic training / mutant abilities. It's hard to tell where one begins and the other ends.
So, I do have a question for you here. With my eidetic memory, am I at all familiar with Omega Labs? Were any of my parts original manufacturing in the future, or
no? You were in fact manufactured by Yamashita Robotics Corporation, which has, I don't know if it has been founded by now, but it is not grown to the point that so you're made of future technology that doesn't exist yet. And that's part of the reason why Dr. Caligari is so keen on stealing you back, because he wants to make you his servant Yeah. But that's a tale for another time. Imagia, I'm looking on the sheet where it says you have flight.
Imagia does have flight because we all joked and laughed about that. So the way I was running flight, and this is at least in the Vengeance
Now
is Nigh
that's
version,
in
she had
Vengeance
flight.
is Nigh.
I
didn't
don't
look
know
at
if this
one.
version does. But the way that I
Oh,
joked
no,
about
I
it
see
was
it.
I
She
treated
has
it more like
flight.
Super Leap, where I was duplicating and bouncing through.
So it's because, like, as a magician, she had to levitate, so she just had power for. It's basically her dad's good luck that she had all these powers that just really lent themselves to stage magician tricks. Because basically, her dad wasn't a real magician. She just used her powers to make him look like an amazing magician. Was kind of her backstory.
Yes, we must all thank our fathers for bringing home the bacon or the soy-flavored bacon alternatives.
Yeah.
Can't leave the vegan kids out.
Okay,
All right.
people, can we focus on making up a plan of operation here? Because we are outnumbered here. It's a 4 against 3. Do we have any knowledge about these villains' weaknesses that we could use against them?
All right. So, you guys. Oh wait, I see what's going on. This camera is reversed of what everything is. So when I point the camera one way, it looks the opposite on the. But you guys are coming up here on this corner.
Okay.
So we zoom in, and by zoom in, I mean push the thing forward. And you guys are here. All right, so.
Keep me going, my cat wants food.
All right, so this is going to be Winter Witch. It looks like she's made out of green fire, but she's covered in ice.
Okay.
Right?
Green ice.
Yes.
Fungal ice, Alice.
This is going to be
Algae is wonderful.
84,000, and then this one will be Imagia's. That's Imagia 1. All right, so that's the original Imagia, and so you guys arrive on the scene. There's a path. There's in the center. There's a big piece of corporate statuary that is in the shape of has the Greek letter Omega and real huge on it. There's some bushes out front. Then we have the front door. You can't really see in because the door is closed. So you don't get to see what's inside past the door.
Okay. So you said that Ice Witch is literally still a caster. I just theme everything ice, right? Therefore,
Yes,
my
all of the
multi-powers.
spells have an ice. She's basically a specialist wizard.
Fantastic. I'm going to go up to one of the higher windows, and I'm going to.
It's only a one-story building.
What? It's only a one-story building. Okay, that's fine.
It's only a one-story building.
I'm going to go up to one of the windows, and I'm going to put my hands out like this, forming an L on it, and then the glass frosts into ice, and then I say, mirror, mirror, show me the enemies.
Okay, and are you using to mimic clairvoyance?
Yes. I'm going to
so
clairvoyance through basically a reflective surface and scry where our enemies are.
Very good. So go ahead and give me a mind check.
Sure. And oops, I meant to take this out right after I ate and I forgot. I apologize.
Sorry.
So she has a 3 mind, so I believe that's rolling 3d6.
No, 2d6 multiplied by 3.
I apologize.
It's always
It's been a while.
2d6.
Yes, it's been a while.
Until you roll duplicates.
Oh, double 5s.
All right, so you get to roll another
That
die.
explodes. Add another die.
I got a 2 on that, so that's 12 times I have a mind of 3, so that is 36.
36.
All right, so with the 36, you are able to see, we'll say 3 of them. You see in one room, you just see a room with a bunch, like there's some scientists tied up, or you assume they're scientists, but people in lab coats tied up on the floor of what appears to be a large computer room full of computer servers and stuff.
Okay.
And the floor in the room is covered in dust, and there's dust all over the tied up scientists. You also see so that image lasts for a couple seconds, and then it fades into an image of a freeze, like a wind, like a burst of wind going through the lab,
Okay.
and you can see you can see essentially what appears to be like a woman with like very light, like almost platinum blonde hair in a blue and white costume, holding a scientist like in each arm, and she's running back and forth to this one location and seems to be stuffing people in into a broom closet. And then you see also in a small office, do you see where there's no lights on, but you see the glow of
people's cell phones?
No, you
Okay.
see the glow. You see the glow of like flame, like smoldering coals
Okay.
in a dark room.
So
Shadow and flame.
Yes.
So, does the person in that in the server room look like they're the ones trying to get something?
No, the in the server room, the people that you saw were like scientists and
Okay.
stuff. Just the room is very, very dirty.
Wonderful. I have a question. For teleportation in this game, if I wish to create a gate, is that going to be within my 4 or lower?
I think it depends on how far you want to travel, and
Okay.
but yeah. Oh, by the way, that was one hero point to use that to use
Sure thing.
the clairvoyance. All right, TD 4000. What and Imagia? What did you guys want? Kind of your first thing when you arrive on the scene.
Since Winter Witch was going there, I want to talk to our local authorities.
All right, so there happens to be some like police cruiser. Although there's a detective, a person in like a trench coat. That person's probably the most senior person here. So, I'm wondering, should I turn on a light or is that?
I can see things just fine.
Yeah, it
You're
comes
fine.
through decently.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, I'll leave the light off for now.
You're
All
fine.
right, so I don't suppose there's a way to make the screen big. Oh wait, there we go. Oh, okay, that's much bigger. All right, so now I can see better. All right, so there's a detective on scene, and they say, "Oh my God!" Like they see you, and the detective she's like, "Oh no, there's another one!" When you come up to her.
Greetings and salutations. I assure you, there is not another one. I am unique. Father ensured that of me. But I am here to assist you this day, as well as my others. What's our group name? Champions? Defenders?
Defenders of
The
Megapolis.
defenders.
As well as the other defenders of Megapolis.
Oh, you're with them.
I land right next to him and confirm that we are the defender.
All right. So what you are recognized that she knows you. She doesn't know the TD 4000. She knew you. You say, "Oh, good. We have quite a situation in there. There's the group that calls themselves Dark Elements are inside. They've taken the scientists hostage."
It's not take your children to work day, is it?
I don't think it was, fortunately.
Oh, good. Good.
Do you have any idea what are they looking for?
I wish I knew, but the only people that would likely know are the scientists, and they're trapped inside.
Have they made any demands so far? We heard that you were engaged, embattled with them.
Well, every once in a while, one of them would pop out and draw some fire, but that was it. we haven't been able to do anything directly against them, and the equalizer unit is on its way. But equalizer units are what the Megapolis police use. They're power armor suits that they use when dealing with superhuman threats. It's essentially a special branch of the SWAT team.
Excellent. Is Mr. Washington coming with them?
She's like, I'm not sure what you mean.
Denzel Washington. He is the equalizer. I've seen the posters.
That's not what he means.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't think so.
You have to excuse him. He's kind of out of date.
I assure you, I am far more up to date than you are. This time period is strange.
So,
That's debatable.
Yeah.
over comms, as they're bantering and such, you guys hear, Teddy, you got a cold minute? I could use your help rescuing some hostages.
Oh, thank you very much, officers, and stay safe this day. Make certain to look both ways before you cross the street. And then I'm going to start doing my bear waddle away.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to be rolling some priority checks right now for what's going on inside and outside the facility. So you guys probably should make it priority rolls as well. So like our equivalent of initiative priority.
It's
I
agility,
got,
times priority. There we go. Oh, double sixes!
I got snake eyes.
Double sixes,
So
nice.
Even with Snake Eyes, you do get to roll an additional.
Okay.
So I've got a +1 agility die bonus. That modifies what I rolled before multiplication, correct?
+4 agility die bonus, not on.
+1 agility die bonus.
Oh, yeah, not on priority checks.
Okay, the character sheet's got it listed as +1 times 2 on under priority.
Oh, it does. That's That's another thing where I guess the program and me differ.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just trying to make certain I'm following.
I don't think it would make you go faster on when you get to go. The idea is that you're a smaller target to hit, and you're smaller compared to what you're attacking is why it makes it.
Okay, I got a 4 for a total of 6.
I got a 48.
Multiplied by 3. So that's an 18.
I have a 48. I rolled double sixes and a 4 to back that up. I hope I keep rolling that well. I mean, and it's nice and all, but I'd rather get those double sixes on more important stuff.
I am a 14.
Okay, I got an 18.
I'm still putting down what they got, so I'm not. I'll ask you again for your stuff in a minute.
Okay.
Sure thing. I'm just grabbing some tea, but I'm always here, even if I'm not on camera. I've got my headset, so. I was taking one of my pills and it got stuck in my throat, so it's very uncomfortable at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
I put the initiatives of all of us in the chat window.
Oh, except that I don't have the chat window open, so I can see.
Oh, okay.
So what's Winter Witches?
Winter Witches a 48.
Okay, and what's
Imagia got an 18.
Okay. And for TD?
I am a 14.
Okay. All right. So 14 is a very popular number. It seems that 3 different bad guys will be taking actions on 14. So, but Winter Witch, you're up.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
So, I am going to, at that point, on that same mirror, I'm going to scribe runes on it in ice and it frosts over as my fingers cross over it, and it brings forth the image of the server room where all the people are being locked in.
Mm-hmm.
all the hostages and scientists. And as I continue to scry, the window starts to just melt. The ice starts to melt, and then it starts to create this ring of ice, and it opens up, and the window turns into a portal directly into the server room.
All right. So
So
you're
I am
trying to do.
spending a hero point for that.
All right. So you spend a hero point and you make a gateway. Normally, I'd say I'd say, oh, you can't go to a place you've never been to before, but you've scryed the area, so
I'm literally tapping my scrying into that. Yep. So let me roll it.
teleport into the area. So I'm going to. I have a separate room. This will be the. No, I can't really show it there, but you're going to teleport yourself into that room. And there are several scientists in there
Okay.
on the ground.
So I can't really grab Imagia on the way, but as we've established, Teddy is a teddy bear, so I wanted to grab Teddy and bring Teddy in with me.
Well, the TD was like 50 feet away from you talking to a police officer.
Okay, sure. So you wanted to, I didn't know if that was after I said, hey, can I get a ice cold minute? Then in that case, I'm going to wait till Teddy is in here. Teddy catches up to me, if I can delay, and then I'll be making the portal then.
Oh yeah, you can delay.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
fine.
I'll delay until then. I wanted to bring Teddy with me at least. I want Imagia as well, but Teddy's just easy for me to grab. It's easy to grab a teddy bear.
Yes. So you grab him and teleport, or no, you're going to do that. Then
yeah, I'm going to do that when Teddy gets in range.
So you're currently not there yet. You're still here at
that's
the
fine.
moment. And when
and I did spend my hero point for the portal already.
So Wind Shear is going to appear on the scene. What did I do with her? Oh yeah, they're in my cup holder. What did I do with the pictures? I specifically got them out for this. So Wind Shear comes through the front door. And runs all the way over to here. All right, so this is her. Runs right past you, all the way around here, and tries to clothesline Imagia as she runs past. Right, so she gets. She rolled a 5 times 3 is 15 to hit.
Okay, so I roll to dodge, right? Defense.
Yeah.
And I get a 5. That will be 15 defense.
All right, a 15 defense. All right, so with your 15, ties go to the heroes. She misses you.
Oh.
So you just barely avoid her attack, and the good news is that that's where she's stuck until her next action, because if you attack it in return. So that was her action. Then Imagia, you may go.
Okay, I am going to, let's see. She's very dangerous to me because if I split in duplicates, a speedster could take me down very quickly. So I am going to, but I don't have any other choice. I am going to split, and I am going to try to attack her with my, let me check, wait. See. Okay. Okay, now I imagine she must also have very high defense because of her speed. So, yes, and now, if from what I understand, even if I duplicate, I can only make one attack, correct? Or my bodies can only one of my bodies can make an attack.
Super speed, or I think there's an enhancement called extra command that can go with duplication that you might be able to take. I don't know if she has it, if you have it though.
I don't think I got it. Let me see. No, I don't see it.
The version that I remember playing specifically says that if you are if you're basically skinning it as a duplicated attack, you're going to get more damage. So I'm trying to find it on your sheet versus the.
Oh yeah, so down here where it says great team effort.
Yeah, team effort. There
yeah.
And so you're doing more damage because you're skinning it as multi.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. I'm going for that. I'm going to do
you have to split into multiples for that to work. So
I know.
I'm going to give you some duplicates. How many duplicates do you want to split into? How many total of you are there?
I'm going for 3.
3 total?
3 total.
Okay, so
that will count as an action, right?
No, the splitting does not. You can split into the multiples as part of whatever you're doing. The attack is what counts as an action. So you're gonna be Imagia 0, and then we Imagia 2.
Okay.
Or actually, make it easier. You'll be Imagia 1, and then there's Imagia 2 and Imagia 3 out there on the battlefield.
Okay, fine. And now I do the great team effort attack, which will be which gives me a boost of
2 to agility and 2 to brawn.
2 to agility. Do I get both boosts?
Yes, you do.
Okay, then I will then have brawn 2 and agility 5.
Because basically, what you hit, and then you switch from the agility bonus to the brawn bonus, then you roll damage.
Okay, then. So first I have to roll to hit her, and that's a 7 multiplied by 5. That will be 35.
All right, her defense. 9 times 3, so she got a 27. So you got how much? 35, you said?
35.
Yeah, so you hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. And I have now, wait. How much no, I have brawn 3 now. So it's a multiply by 3.
Yeah, don't you have unarmed expert? Yeah, you get plus. You have a base of ×3 damage with your unarmed attack. So this is 2 higher. So you'd be doing ×5 with this hit.
All right, I keep forgetting I have martial arts too.
By yourself. So what did you? So with a ×5, how much damage?
Okay, I rolled a 7.
All right, so you did 35 damage. And she 1 times 4 is 4. So you did 34 damage to her.
Ooh.
Sorry, 31 damage to her.
Yeah. That's good enough.
That's pretty good enough. She's like over here like, on the ground.
Oh yeah. Are we using knockback?
Like one of them kicks behind her knee that pushes her off balance, and the other one uppercuts the back of her skull. Then the third
that's
one,
a great visual.
The third one with her exposed stomach does a heel kick straight to the stomach, a spinning wheel kick, and knocks her way off, like 15 feet away from you.
Yeah, but I'm still afraid what's going to happen when her turn comes up.
Yeah, the group Imagia is very good at hand-to-hand fighting because she can make basically a mob attack against all these people.
Mhm.
Right. So once Imagia goes, TD, what are you doing?
I'm sorry, Winter Witch. We are currently engaged in the roughhousing. I am going to go ahead, and as I'm saying that, I'm going to use my stubby little bare legs to launch me into a super leap, jumping on top of Windshear over there, and trying to come down to inflict the damage.
Yeah, you do an extra DM of damage from using leap. You get to the pinnacle, and it's like this little anime sun flare right as you get to the top of the leap, and it like a sun flare off of one of your like bejeweled little eye lenses, like those little plastic button eyes, and then you land directly on her. So go ahead and roll to hit.
Okay, I am going to... So, a quick question. I've got that combat array of special attack. If I try and activate that and it doesn't, I just default to my normal stats at that point, right?
Yeah, so you have to roll... So basically...
Rolling for activation, I've got a 4, so that's good.
Yep.
So then this will be... I have an 8, so a 9, so that is a 28. Right, no, 36.
All right. She rolled double 3s and a 5, so she rolled an 11 times 11 times 3 is 33. You said you got a 36?
36.
So you hit.
Okay. So you gave me an extra damage multiplier, so I'm going to be at times 6 on this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That is a 6 and a 2, so that's 8, but that mods down to a 7. So 742.
All right, she rolled doubles, and then she got a 2, so she got 8 total. Well, she's a glass cannon, guys. She doesn't have a very high athletic. So she soaks 8 out of how much? What did you say it was?
42.
All right, so she takes a difference in that. She is looking bad, guys.
Okay. I'm going to take my delay, trigger my delay since he's not going to be joining me.
All right.
Teddy, no matter what they say, you got cold hands but a warm heart. I will go into the portal without him, and I am going to try and keep it open from the inside because I want to basically be able to help people through this, through the same gateway and get them out. If I need to spend an additional
that should be a priority.
Yeah, so you appear in the room, which does have 4 walls. Right.
Except for the window, except for the portal that I have open right now.
Yeah, the portal that's open behind you will have this blue dot be the portal.
Sure thing.
So you open a portal. The room is full of like dust that makes it hard to breathe. Let's see. It's making it very difficult to see. You have a -2 dice penalty while you're in the room.
Okay.
To all your ability checks.
Sure.
In fact, you're going from wintry to muddy as you're going through the room. Are you going to grab one of them? What plan?
My plan at that point is I am going to create my fingers. I put my arms out, and out of my fingers create these basically spine boards, backboards. And it comes out and it just starts scooping up the people that I can't see, and it's going to basically create a slide out the portal.
All right, yeah, that will have to wait till your next turn.
That's fine with me.
Because
but I'm not grabbing them because I'm going to have to stay in here, as far as I understand.
Yeah,
so
with opening the gate, there's 2 different modes for teleport. One is quick teleport, which is you go somewhere you can see within like a set limit of space. And then the other is the long distance teleport. This counts as the long distance teleport.
That's
so
fine.
basically,
I can wait till next turn. but I'm going to basically create these backboards that's going to come in, scoop them up, and it's going to create a slide and slide them out of the...
So congealing around you, as I'm
Yep, I figured.
All of the dust in the room, some of the dust basically amalgamates into the form of Dirtbag.
Oh.
I thought Dirtbag was on me. Well, I was trying to bring backup for that purpose.
Nice of you to join me, Torch. And he tries to grapple you, so that's what he's going to do first. So I've been using the grapple rules that I introduced in Awesome Powers, which is basically you take an average of your brawn and agility, and that's what you use as your grapple multiplier. Now, if that would be splitting something, like let's say you had like a times 2.5, the half is just you add 3 as a result bonus.
Okay.
So what I believe
mine is 1 and 3, so it becomes an average of 2. So multiplier.
Right, so you roll times 2, he gets to roll it times 3.
Okay.
I don't believe he has martial arts mastery for it.
So this might be a good time to use my hero point die so that I don't get grappled.
Yeah, especially with this roll. That's what he rolled. So he rolled 2 4s and 6.
Well, I'm glad I used my hero die. I've got 14 on dice times 2. So 28.
All right.
I think Chris only buys dice that'll roll doubles.
He got a 42 per the thing, and you got a 28.
Mm-hmm.
The good news is he didn't beat you by 20, right? Because if he beat you by 20, he would get to grapple, but do something to you as well. Right now, you're just grappled, all right, and that's it. But yeah, you are grappled right now. Then that was on Dirtbag's turn. Also on Windshear gets up and says, "Let's try this again," or is more like, "Let's try this again." She has a German accent that she speaks in, and she is going to She's going to
attack, basically.
She's going to, what was that? What?
She's going to attack Imagia, right?
Well, the TD is actually right on top. She's going to go for him first.
Oh.
It is important to try things that you fail at, but realize you're in the wrong.
All right. She says, yes, I agree. How good are you at ice skating? And she pushes, she like points at you and just spins her fingers to make a vortex of polar wind that she's trying to frost you. She's covering you in a rime of frost is what she's trying to do. So you need to make, so the effect is slow. So you need to make an agility check. And she got a 18. So that's
okay.
Not the best.
Well, what you initially talked about, I thought that she was ice skating, that she was going to try and take my feet out, so I was going to ask if clinging worked, but then saying that she was trying to slow me, that doesn't sound like it's what it's doing.
Yeah, well, it does slow your movement and stuff like that, but you... Okay.
So... that is 12 with double sixes, 13, so 14 after my +1, and then I multiply that by 2, I think it is. Yes, so 28.
All right, so she fails to ice you, and then says, she says, "Catch me if you can," and runs inside the building. You can't see her. All right. That was her second action. Then Bubble King is not appearing in this.
I have a question. Does my initiative reset back to the top from because I waited before, or am I permanently at the bottom?
It stays what it is.
Okay, cool.
Right. Blast Furnace will make an appearance at this point. So for him, fortunately for Winter Witch, he's not in the server.
Yeah, I was just asking because different systems do it different ways. Some systems you bounce back up to the top, some you don't. So
Right. So he comes out the front door. He'll come up over to here, and he's going to use his Flame Blast, which hits a 7x7 cone. He'll aim that here, which means he'll need to get a little bit closer.
Is he hitting officers with his flame blast?
He's trying to.
Is it possible for me to do like an interpose or anything to get in the way to protect them?
You can. Do you have quick thinking?
No, I do not.
Then you have to spend a hero die, but you can do it.
Okay, so that's 5 of my hero points.
Yes, or your die.
Oh, did we start with a hero die?
Everyone gets one hero die, no matter what. Even like Superman playing in a team with like the Newsboys gets his hero die, even though he gets his like 50 setback points too. He still gets a hero. So you leap into the way to try and block the blast.
Yeah.
Go ahead and I guess the way this will work is that you're going to roll a defense roll, but if you succeed, then you take damage on their behalf. If you fail, you'll take damage too, but it'll still hit them.
Okay.
So roll a defense roll.
Double threes. Backed up with a 4, so 10, so 11, so 22.
22. With a 22, you make it so that you're going to take full damage, and they will take half.
Okay. And this is Blast Furnace?
Yes.
Excuse me, I have found that humans are made of small fleshy bits that would burn if you played with them in such a way. Please refrain from this.
Hot fire bad, burn baby. All right, so he got a 9. He got a 9 times 6 is 56 damage. Now with halving, you would roll your soak first, and then whatever difference gets through is half.
Okay, so I've got a 9 on dice, so that's actually an 8. So times 6, so that's 48.
I don't think you get to add the bonus to your soak.
What bonus?
I thought you were. I'm sorry. I thought you were adding up.
I get a -1 on my soak. It tells me.
Oh, actually, if you look on your shrinking, I think it says there's an enhancement that makes it so it doesn't affect it. Let me look at his sheet. But so his shrinking is custom enhancement, no effect. Oh, no effect. Oh, it does affect his soak still. Sorry, my bad. So yeah, it was 56 damage. How much did you soak?
48. So I take 8.
All right. Yeah. So you take 8, and you're now on 5. So you are now under a continual damage effect. Which you take. Oh, he rolled doubles on it. 5 times 3, 15 fire damage. You'll probably not take it, but go ahead and roll a soak against it. It's actually just a brawn check. You don't get to add armor to this.
Oh, okay. So that is 28.
28. All right. So you ignored it, but here's what happens. So the TD4000 takes this blast of flame, and his plush purple body looks like the T-1000 from, or I can't remember which one it is, but from the Terminator movies. Like, you now went from being this cute, cuddly kid's robot to looking something like a future scientific science horror film. Like you look like a skeleton made out of metal, with like your eye is now red on the one side. Like half of your body, exactly half of your body is charred away. All of the purple cute part is charred away and replaced by a scary looking metal robot on the other side. All right, and the officers, they also have cover from the car, so they're probably gonna be fine. Let me go ahead and roll a thing for them, like a check. So 14 plus 10, because they have cover from the car, is an additional half damage, and they were going to take half anyway. So yeah, I'm just going to add their roll to yours, and so they take nothing. So you ate that damage from the hit for them.
Awesome.
And but you like land in the superhero pose, like your fist on the ground, like going from cute cuddly teddy bear to scary looking robot in a short time. Would you like to play a game? Kind of. So that was Blast Furnace's turn. The Winter Witch, you're at the top of the round. It's your turn.
Okay. So in your game, what exactly is the effect of being grappled? Is that the same as an entangle?
I'm not quite sure what you like. Grappled does not mean you can't attack. Is that what you
because
mean?
I'm wondering what negatives I'm getting basically for being grappled, because I was trying to search it up in the books.
Grappled
I went
means
into Awesome Power.
You can't move away from him unless you make a bronze.
I don't care about that right now. My priority is saving the civilians. So at that point, I will continue with my same plan. Coming in and around where he's got me grappled, I start shooting out of me into the the soft. At first, it's like slushy ice formed soft, and then it starts to create those backboards to grab onto to slide underneath the downed civilians, and it comes up, and then as it comes up, it starts solidifying into a slide of ice and just slides them down and out my portal. And then I call over comms. Seems I'm in a bit of a sticky situation. I'm trying to stay frosty here, but I might need a hand.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you to take another hero point, because I just love the whole.
Definitely, she deserves it.
The constant shtick is perfect.
Thank you very much.
I think Teddy deserves one too.
So you need to make a check. Now with mastery, I'm just going to call this a straight mastery check. So you can either roll your skill, or your rank and power, or your mind. Which your rank is higher. So
I'm going to go with my rank.
Okay. And this would be making an ice slide that's roughly like 50 feet in size. We'll call this a 20 target number.
Okay. I make that because I get ×5 on this, based on what I understand. So I got an 8 × 5, 45. Done.
All right. So you make an ice slide, and it starts pulling. They start going down it. But the thing is, it takes them some time.
Yeah.
To travel down the slide.
Or 40, rather, I guess. 8 × 5.
Another thing about X Mastery is it's technically a concentration power. So really, it doesn't. The effect doesn't finish working until the end of your turn. It's not the end of your turn, until the end of the round.
Cool.
Which is the page. So
and I meant to say 40, not 45.
You start forming an ice slide for them to go down, and then wind shear.
Quick question: did I get skipped in this?
No, you are. It's Imagia and then you. Wind shear, then Imagia, then you. We're on the second page. So you've only had one turn.
Okay. Because I thought Alice went after me during the first turn, because she said since I'm not going there, and so that's the reason that I was confused on that.
She delayed her turn. That was why.
That is cool.
Yeah. So wind shear is. He is badly beat up right now. she's going to try and, I guess, get some help. So she's not on the board right now. So she is doing something on her own. Imagia.
Go away.
Imagia.
One reason I'm also confused is because Windshear got up already and attacked me and then ran away. And since then I haven't gone.
Windshear has super speed.
Okay, so that gives her an
additional
extra
action during the panel.
at a different initiative.
Every 2 out of every 3 pages, Windshear can take 2 panels.
Awesome.
So normally most characters can only take 1. She gets to take 2. But
that's cool. It shows actually super speed. A lot of systems, have trouble showing the difference between super speed and what everyone else is doing.
Yep, like Kid Dynamo that we played with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kid Dynamo's equivalent to the power is called hyperspeed. In this build, he has super speed in older builds.
Cool.
But hyperspeed is meant to emulate the effects without slowing the game down by having people take multiple turns. But she has the multiple turns version. All right, so Imagia.
Okay. So my cat is being a bother. Go away. Go away. Anyway, okay, I want Imagia to surround him because I am going to assume that he can only shoot flames in a cone. I could be totally off base, but maybe I can distract him by surrounding him. And she can run pretty fast, like 9 squares, I believe.
Yeah, she has a base move of 9 squares.
Is that enough for her to, for her duplicates to surround him?
All right, how many duplicates do you want to make?
Right now she has 3. But I could make
you're
more.
not adding more. That's what I wanted to check on. So you're going to surround him. And so with 9 squares of movement, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. You easily can surround him like that.
Okay. So what I am trying to do is keeping him from focusing in more than one direction at a time. Now, I am going to assume that he's covered in flames, like the Human Torch.
Not quite. It's more like he's made out of metal. Think of like a potbelly stove, like a cast iron stove. He's like a cast iron stove that has jets of flame that come out of the cracks between his joints of his armor. The eye and mouth hole it comes out of.
Still, that looks like something that I would rather not touch.
No, don't want to touch it.
What can I do then? If I could, let's see what else can she do?
Alfredo, look at your mimic, because I have an idea for you what you can do right now, but I suggest looking at your mimic power maybe.
That's very stupid. 3. Nope, I don't see any attack that she could actually use.
May I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Fire extinguishers are non-mechanical, non-electronic.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. But it's turning into more. You'd be turning into the container and the stuff inside it.
Depends on the type of fire extinguisher she's trying to create. But yes, at that point.
Yeah.
Because there's a type of fire extinguisher that is a fire extinguishing box, which basically all it is starving the type of fire. So, there are different types of fire extinguishers.
The oxygen source.
Mm-hmm. It cuts the oxygen source, and they have special boxes designed for that.
All right, I thought that she was talking about turning into a baseball.
Oh, like the pump? No, at that point you've got the mechanical, but you can create a fire extinguisher, certain types of fire extinguishers through Mimic.
Yeah, that's the problem. If she had shapeshifting, maybe, but she has mimic.
Yeah,
Yeah, she
So,
can turn into like
mimic's
a
an
solid
object.
piece. You can turn into like a solid object though, like a baseball bat or something like that. You mimic doesn't normally let you turn into like something like a fire extinguisher gun or something.
So
But
I do have an idea, but it will be more of a distraction than anything else.
all right, go for it. What is it?
Okay. Uh, okay, I'm going to do this. I am going to have the duplicate that's standing. Okay, wait. Only one of them can act at a time, right?
mhm.
hmm So all can move, but only one can act. So my idea was going to be to have one of them take wait, how much small can she be? Uh, two sizes smaller. That would be something like a cat, maybe something that's small.
Yeah,
No, that's too small.
But
Okay,
but Chris, like I said, my
I
thing
was
was a
going to
hint.
have her. I, wa- I was going to have her turn it like into a fake bundle of dynamite, and then have the another throw that at him and tell him, "Hey, catch!" And maybe that will distract him
so one of
long
them
enough
turns into a
to
bundle of dynamite, and the other is like, "Hey, catch." Go ahead. And give
exactly.
me, let's do this as a mind check then. All right. So you're trying to trick him.
Uh,
Do a mind.
so that he will be, too confused or distracted, so that he will not attack anybody else. Maybe until his next turn or something like that.
All right. Let's go for it. Let's see.
Okay, so that will be a mind check, right?
Yep.
Let's go for it. And I got a 9, and I have mine 3, so that will be 27, correct?
Yeah, and he rolled a 10 times 1 is 10. So he's like so you throw here catch, and he does. He just catches it.
And then he gets scared.
He catches it, and your body, like when you're transformed, you said you fake dynamite. What's the fake stick made out of? Like,
But I suppose that it looks like a real
what is it made
C4
out of
dynamite.
metal? Is it made out of metal or is it made out of wood? Like, what is that currently made out of?
I'm going to say that it looks like plastic.
All right. So that
No, Wilfredo, not looks like.
What?
What he wants to know is what matter did you convert yourself into? You could have converted yourself into ice, metal, wood, something inanimate. If you want to be plastic, you can. You are no longer an organic life form in that dynamite. You could have turned yourself into real dynamite, and then his fire could have ignited that, because you can
Correct.
make yourself into real dynamite.
No, I don't think. I think I was under the impression that you needed a special enhancement for that.
I believe for the chemical effect of it, you would. But there's an enhancement that's I think it's called like molecular shifting that makes it so that you actually become like to a molecular level the other substance or something. But
okay, I am not
Your
really
version of
a
Mimic
dynamo.
is lower than the Mimic inventions is nigh. My bad. Huh. Sorry.
I only look. I am a human who looks like a bundle of dynamite.
All right. So on contact, he catches it because he's dumb, and he said, "Here, catch." So he catches it, and it does 6 times.
Ouch!
I'm trying to 6 times 4, 24 damage to the body, the little mimicked dynamite that he catches. It's like on fire. It's like, what am I supposed to do with it now?
Ouch! And that's okay.
Damage. You do get to roll a soak.
Okay, let's soak it. And that's 3. 3 by my brown dice again. I won, so I only soaked 3 points.
Oh wow. Okay, so it was 20. So 6 times 4, 24 points. So you soaked 3. So you take 21 points of damage. As you're basically, he's now holding up dynamite that, like, here, catch. He's like, now what do I do with it? That was Imagia. So it didn't quite go according to plan.
No.
But maybe he was not smart enough to know that he should be scared of the dynamite.
I hope he drops it next time.
Yeah. So TD 4000.
Since hopefully he's a little distracted with trying to figure out why he's holding dynamite, I am going to just basically charge, try and take his legs out from under him, since it sounds like he's big and I know I'm small, while I'm beating on him. So, gonna go ahead and activate my combat array, which is a 5, so that's gonna activate. So that is an 8, so 9, so 36 to hit.
36 to hit, probably.
Yes.
He rolled doubles. Triples. So he rolled 3 4s and a 2. So
Ouch.
he got 14 times 2 is 28. And you got how much? 36?
36.
Chris,
Yes, you still.
Did you buy special magnetic dice so they
I
magnetize
told you
to each other on the on the doubles sides of doubles? It repels anything
No.
that isn't a double.
I want those dice.
Just very, very good rolls for me, I guess. But they haven't made a difference. Like, he keeps failing anyway.
And so as I come in at him, I say, "You can see I am similarly made of metal, but I am appropriate for children. You are appropriate for jail." And
you're for
You
your
have the best quotes.
for your continued Teddy Ruxpin on Teddy Ruxpin, like, that's also have a robot skeleton that's super scary on one half. You go ahead and take another hero point for you.
Woohoo! Alright, so let's go ahead and do some damage, which is times 5.
Did you punch him? Did you actually touch him when you hit him?
Yes, I am coming in at him.
You take 24 damage on contact with him.
Okay. So that is going to be 50 damage that I put out.
Oh my, that's good.
And so I get my soak against that, right?
Yeah, against the 24. How much did you give him?
50.
And he soaked 25. He rolled low. So you ring his bell. You punch him and knock him into these bushes, which then immediately catch on and knocks him straight into the wall over there.
All right. I will turn myself around, looking like half bear, half Terminator, and I'm saying, "I am sorry, officers. Would someone please summon the fire department? We seem to have a blaze."
Fire safety is important, kids. Always remember not to cook after school snacks unless an adult is around.
Only Only you can prevent forest fires.
Oh no!
More you know.
So
Knowing is half the battle.
God, I remember that so well. All right, so meanwhile, back in the server room.
Oh, am I still on fire?
No, you save. So once a continual damage affects, you save against it once it turns off.
Please tell me one of your secret powers is regeneration. You start rebuilding the fur out of nanotech.
No, one of my secret powers is that I cannot heal myself. I must be fixed by a scientist like Father.
Mm-hmm. So, meanwhile, back in the server room, Dirtbag, who has you in his clutches,
Yes.
is going to squeeze.
Okay.
And actually, yeah, he's going to squeeze. So he's just going to crush you. It's a straight, only roll brawn.
Sure, I can roll brawn.
He rolled 2 6s. I am so sorry, you guys. I if you want, I can put a camera on this, guys.
No, I trust you.
So he rolled a 14 times 4. So
I rolled
56?
6 times 3 is 18.
All right. This is, you don't get to add armor to this. He's twisting your arm like behind your back. Your armor does not help. Like so being crushed, he's doing a bear hug on you. Your armor doesn't help Sophie. So it's just brawn against his brawn.
Okay. Well, my brawn times 1 then. I'm a 6.
Mm-hmm. All right, and he got so 14 times 4, so 56. So you take 50 damage as he is crushing the life out of you.
Okay.
But you are maintaining your spell.
Yep.
You are basically concentrating on not losing spell, and so at the end of the turn, the scientists will get out of the gate.
Could. Ice is cracking in here. Over comms.
Yeah, so you guys hear crackling over the comms, as well as some very wheezing breath from.
Like it sounds like shards of glass cracking in my voice as I'm saying ice is cracking in here.
The ice is cracking, no? Okay. Meanwhile, blast furnace, and then that's the end of our blast furnace action. So blast furnace gets up and then charges. Oh wait, one of these was with him, right? He probably let go of it actually. Charges at the TD 4000. And he's going to try and grapple you.
Okay.
Oh no, he's not. Actually, I take it back. He's not very good at grappling. He's going to just blast He's going to blast all of you. So he comes to here, and then does his blast, which is you're all inside it. Fortunately, the police car isn't inside the area. I'm going to give one of the original Imagia cover books to the save, but this is just a straight save. So it's.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
As I am supposed to protect the children of the future with enough stopping power to protect them from a car charging at them, would I have fire extinguishers?
That is a good question for your to test your hidden powers on.
I also have versatile. I don't know if that might work.
Then you do have fires.
So
then the question is for me to you: do you have fire extinguisher?
Yes,
I would say yes. I do think that having fire extinguishers might be something that the toy of the future would come equipped with.
All right. So
It's still safe.
the saving throw is basically you roll an acrobatics check because your feet are touching the ground. So athletics, acrobatics. If you get a 20 or better, you take half damage. If you get a 30 or better, you take. And if you get a 40 or better, you take nothing. Imagia, one of your main duplicate has cover, so you get +10. The other two don't get any bonus. The one that is stuck as a dynamite, you could choose to. I'd say I'd let you roll a defense roll, dynamite one, as you basically reform into your body in time to jump out of the way.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to remerge to first avoid the blast, and second, no, just get out of the way first.
All right, and when your forms merge, you can heal. So roll first for your main body, and then roll for the other one, and then roll for the final one last.
Okay.
All right, so can I do a hero die to woo that was close to basically try and negate the fire as it's coming out?
What woo that was close? How's that one work?
That's reactively use a power even when it's not panel.
Okay, I get what you're saying. So how powerful is this fire extinguisher that you have? Like, what level is it?
So I'm wondering if I can use my combat array to basically be the one that's, at that same power level style.
Let's see. Your combat array, sure, you can use this for. So what you're doing is you're trying to do a cancel effect on it. So roll damage. Just do a straight up damage roll with it.
Okay. So. Okay. 2 5s and a 3, so 13, 12. So times 5, 60.
60. And he got a 9 times 6 is 54. You completely contain the shot.
Oh,
you did use another hero die, right?
Yeah, I soaked the hero die, and I've used versatile at this point.
Oh, right. So you've now used up 2 hero die versatile. The thing about versatile, you can reuse it again for only 3 instead of spending a die. But you completely contain the flame at that point with that roll.
I'm sorry, it's not appropriate to play with fire. Perhaps we should get you a toy ball to chase.
All right. So that was Blast Furnace's complete waste of a turn. Then Winter Witch.
Winter Witch. Okay.
So at the end of the round, I should go back to here. So basically on phase 0, the scientists get sucked out the hole.
Okay.
And our
wait, do I get a turn at this time, this round?
You did when you punched him. You turned into dynamite. Sorry.
With the dynamite.
The dynamite hair catch. That was your turn.
Oh yeah. So we are still on that page.
We're just leaving.
We're just leaving. We just finished. So
we are just leaving.
Yep.
Okay, fine.
We're on the next page now, just starting.
Yeah, top of 3.
So on the top of the next page, at this point, is there any way for me to ensure or give someone a weakness in this game? Because, for example, I've got the weakness of double damage versus fire because, well, fire is the opposite of water. Water is weak to fire, but earth is generally weak to water. So, and ice is water. So I'm wondering if there's anything I can do with my hero points to buff my power against him.
Okay, so I will tell you this. He specifically cannot. He has a downside of a physical challenge. He cannot swim because of his body. Mm-hmm. He is completely incapable of swimming. He either sinks like a rock or disperses into the water.
Yeah, because Earth is weak to water. I'm wondering though if there's anything that I can anything that I can utilize within the system to use a hero point to bulk what I throw against him because of that weakness. The reason I ask is because most of my stuff does base itself off of brawn for breaking out, which you and I both know he's going to break out of that with brawn really fast. So I didn't know if there's any manipulation I could do to, like, say, alternate effect instead of brawn or something like that, because he is weak to earth.
Oh, so you want to you're trying to make a force field around him that he can't bust out with brawn?
Yeah, with simply strong.
Yeah, not with that, but there are other effects you can use that would affect his agility instead. So, for example, you can do the equivalent of a confusion type effect. Like you could make it snow in the room, like a blizzard of snow. And
I have another way of dealing with the agility effect. I just want to know basically if I can do it with the power set I'm given. I don't know the system all that well on how to do it, but it sounds like you're giving me the ability to use it with my multi-power, at which point I already have the answer to that. So he's got me held up nice and tight against him. So I whisper in what I believe to be his ear. Tell you a little secret, dear. Mud is made of water. And my hand just... where I got my hand being held up against him, my fingers just start tapping on his rib cage, and I start to trace a symbol on him, and I start affecting his agility because I start icing up the water in him, and from his feet, he starts to see basically his feet turn into the ice into like stems of roses or a rose bush, and it starts to prickle out in thorns as the water breaks out from where the earth is. And I'm going to turn him into it, and I'm going to multi-power and use his agility against him. Oh, nice! That is a 55. Or, sorry, no, it would be was it be times 4 or times 5?
It would be times 3, I believe.
Times 3, I apologize. So 11 times 3 is 33.
This also is costing you a hero.
I know, I've already spent it.
Okay, so you got a 33, you say?
Yes, 33. I got an 11 on my 2 dice.
He dirtbag ends up with 6. He got a 12, so he is. You get him with it. What's that whistling sound? It sounds like someone.
It sounds like someone's got a bird or something.
Yeah, that's what I keep thinking. It's like
I thought a squeaky wheel.
Okay, well, it's not on my end. I have nothing that can make that sound. Neither
it's
can
not.
Yeah, I kind of thought it was Wilfredo.
I think that's you know what a cocky frog is?
Yes.
Well, I can hear one outside. So maybe
that's
that's
probably what it is.
That's crazy. That's awesome. So
that's the national pet of Puerto Rico.
That's cool.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, ice starts to form, and he starts to basically lose his hold on me, and it starts to bloom up, and he starts to bloom out petals and such like that.
Him, the way that it works is that he has a penalty. He has a dice penalty on all of his actions because of it. You're slowing him down to the point that he has a -4 dice penalty on all of his actions, which is nothing to sneeze at. But he's not automatic that you get free. It's just he has a -4 on his checks.
Okay. But so basically, I did an alternate version of my encased in ice, my agility versus his agility, but making it so that I'm slowing him down. That's great. That's fine with me.
Yeah.
All I want to do is basically make it harder for him to keep a hold of me and slowing him down at the moment, buying me time. So at that point, I'm done.
All right. You can actually that did count as your action. You could, like, I'd say break out, except for the fact that would count as a second action, so you have to do it on your next turn. So
yeah, that's fine. I'm not a speedster.
Windshear is a speedster. She has an action. She's still not ready to go again yet. So she's going to wait. Imagia.
Okay. Since one of me is badly hurt, I am going to take this panel to. Okay, if I take this panel to heal, can I still move?
Yes, you can move, but only at double your agility, 3 times your agility. So your move would be 6 instead of.
Okay, so what I am going to do is that I am. Okay, can I also change back to my normal form, or does that count as an action as well?
No, you can. So when they meld together, you get a heal check. Which would be like healing of 3 that you can roll.
Okay, so this is what I am going to do. First, I merge back together into one. So that's an action.
That is an action, but you can still move too. Healing counts as an attack on your turn.
Okay, but can I also heal this turn or not?
Yes, you can.
Okay, well then I will heal because to recover the damage from the dynamite stunt. And after that, can I move?
Yes, you can, up to 6 squares.
Okay, well then I will. I will move away from what was his name again?
Blast Furnace.
From Blast Furnace. Okay.
So if you go here, you will have cover from the statue, or did you want to just move as far as you can get from him?
No, I will go for cover because I'm trying to keep him distracted.
All right, very good. So you have cover from there, and you. So you get to there and you heal. Did you roll how much damage?
No. Okay, I'm going to roll now.
Times 3.
And that's a 9.
All right.
Which will be
27.
27.
So you should be at full health again.
Huh?
I said you should be at full health again, unless I'm misremembering something.
Let me check. Oh, that's. Okay, that's 9 per 3. That's only 7.
Okay. So then TD 4000.
So Blast Furnace is still right here?
Yep.
Alright. How far away is this portal that Winter Witch set up?
Oh, I should have put the other side of the portal up. It is
3 unconscious people just came out of it.
Yes.
Just got deposited.
It's right
outside.
here. So, good.
Are they piling over there?
There's a pile of unconscious scientists right there.
Okay, I cannot go help you, Alice. You shove people out into a combat zone.
I get that. Just get those people out.
I'm going to stop the threat.
That's fine. Just stop those people from burning in the bushes.
How they notice I would have been doing that?
People. I get that. I had no idea where it was going to shove them out to. I just needed to get them out of there because they weren't breathing in there. That was my priority.
I have evaluated your product here, and I find you inappropriate for children.
Oh, please give him a hero point for that.
Yes. I'm going to give him one.
Oh yeah, he deserves it.
I am going to continue trying to take this guy apart. I know we've done some damage to him, but not a whole lot. So that is 8. So 9. Oh, I need to activate. The battle stuff does not activate this turn, so I'm just going to be using my regular stuff. So that is 8, so 9 times 2, 18 to hit him.
You hit.
Okay. So this is going to be Brawn 4. As I try to take him down. That's going to bounce. Let's go ahead. Yeah, I'll just take the fact that I'm going to bounce probably. That is 4, so that's a 20.
20 damage?
Yeah.
No, he soaked 40. And on top of that, when you hit him, you take 28 damage.
Okay. I soak 36.
All right. Brick on brick. It's going to be a lot of bouncing here. Slam, 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 slam. Then every once in a while, someone rolls really big, and that's when the tables turn. Dirtbag. Got you crushed. You're still entangled, but he is at penalties to his roll. He's gonna keep trying to crush you, knock you out. Then you'll be the spell will turn off. So he's gonna try and crush you some more.
Okay.
But he's at big penalties.
Good.
However, and I'm sorry again for this, but he rolled a 16. So he got a 16 on his roll.
Okay. I guess let me see if
But
I dice.
minus 4 becomes 12.
Okay. I'm gonna roll mine.
All right.
Double 5s, but I don't think I'm gonna do better.
You get to roll an extra d6. You
Yep.
get to roll an extra.
Ooh, I rolled a 6 on the 5. 16 times. This is straight
1.
brawn, though, right?
Yep.
So I times it by 1. So that's 16.
All right. Here's a and I'll let you do this now to you. Well, actually on your next, but you can use a hero die to automatically escape any status effect that you're under, which being grappled is a status effect.
Okay.
So you could use a hero die on your next turn to break it.
Okay. He is, but he didn't crush me further, right?
He does. He rolled 16, becomes 12, times 4 is 48. And you soaked 16, I think you said?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So you take a further, 32 damage, I think?
Okay, so 82 is what I'm down. Okay.
All right. I think it was 32. It was 48 minus 16.
48 minus 16 is 32.
All right. So that was
I
on
think
Dirt.
that frog wants to play. I think the frog is demanding a character sheet.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So Bubble King is biding his time for the sake of evil. Blast Furnace is going to he's going to go after TD. The TD is too strong. He must be brought down. How about
I agree. This fight is going too tediously.
He says, "I'm gonna make your left match your right," and he does another flame blast at you. Oh, and rolls terrible. That's terrible. 2 1s and then a 2.
So I am 6, so 12.
Yeah.
12 on agility.
You take the full damage. That's the bad news. The good news is that he rolled 4 times 6 is 24 damage. So
Okay, yeah. So
soak it all.
8 times 6.
All right. Winter Witch.
Okay.
You want to use that hero?
So you said grappling isn't the same as the entangles, therefore I can teleport myself out of this, right? Rather than breaking out with the, or at least teleport both of us out.
You don't have to go out through the gateway, but you could power stunt a separate teleport.
Yeah,
basically.
I think I might do that.
So you basically could turn your body into slush, and then from a pile of basically jump out of some slush somewhere else.
That's my plan.
Right.
So I'm gonna spend a hero point, and he will basically, what he sees is I just turn into this block of ice that he continues to hold and squeeze, and this block of ice just basically becomes the shell of ice suddenly as I slush down, and I'm going to appear outside the building.
All right, roll another mind check or a power check or times 4.
That's an 8 times, I believe I times 3 for mind. Yeah.
Yeah, times 4 on this.
Oh, times 4, so 8 times 4 is 32, so I make it.
You made it.
So I leave this shell of ice that he's squeezing, and he's going to crush that soon, but I reform, and I'm like, ow! And I start, I put my finger in one of my ears.
Where on here do you want to be?
I want to be outside. So based on my memory of where things were, I would have basically tried to come out in the fountain in the middle.
Oh, it's not a fountain, it's just a statue.
Oh, okay, sure. I would have come out. Can we say that there's some water feature associated with that, so I can come out of the water?
Yes, there's a pool of water around it.
I come out of the water inside of that, and then I put one of my fingers into my ear, and I start sloshing it around, and icy slush comes out of it.
All right. Meanwhile, back in the server, the dirtbag is crushes to powder the icy shell left behind, and he's like easier than taking camping, and I should be on the dirtbag thief. And it's like he's like Bubble King, one down.
Isn't very bright, is he?
I was banking on that he thought he dealt with me.
Yeah, he crushed you to death.
Yep, that's why I left the shell, because I wanted him to believe he crushed me.
No one could have faked the sound of their lung collapsing like that.
Correct.
So
Have all the hostages been rescued by now?
I've rescued 3.
You can see the pile by the bushes.
Yeah.
So there are 3 unconscious people laying tied up.
But I have more I need to go back in for.
They're soaking wet and covered in mud. It's Windshear's turn. He is ready to come out. So
okay, when my turn comes up, I will rescue those people and distract what's his name? Blast Furnace even further. And this time I won't get burned.
She runs out of the building.
Oh, not her again.
And she says try. She says try not to slip, and blasts a medium line of ice across the ground. Or actually, it's probably more like she runs ices the ground as she runs past. But
does she create a? Does she make the area all snowy and icy and cold and wintry when she's moving through? Because it sounded.
That's what she just.
You can cancel that.
Fantastic! I can use my custom thing without hero points next round.
Yeah. So her she ices this area.
That feels so much better.
Affect you like slow.
Nothing like a cold winter day. So refreshing.
So So the way that this works, it's ice slick power. Everyone has to make a mind check. I'm sorry, an agility check. Everyone has to make an agility. If you fail, your speed is halved.
Okay.
With clinging, do I still need to apply that?
Yeah, it doesn't. You're not immune to the slow effect. Clinging just so
Does
that
it matter
you
that I'm literally made of ice?
Do you have immunity to cold?
Do I? Because it doesn't say that.
Then you don't. Then you can still slip on ice. You're not, unless you have immunity. I can't believe you guys are going to kill me. This is probably the 7th time I've rolled bubbles tonight.
I get all these bonuses when I'm in ice, but I think it's an oversight that I literally do not have immunity to ice that I can find.
Wait, do you have ice absorb?
No.
Oh.
I think there's some serious oversight because if I'm in cold and icy areas, I get bonuses to all this stuff. So all of a sudden, I'm like, I like this environment because I'll do better.
Wait, where's the thing that says that she gets a bonus because of ice?
So Winter Wizardry, Custom Power Mastery 4 Situational Limitation. Power does not work or only works when in certain conditions. In the condition that is listed, only spells... So...
Oh, no, it's just, all that means is that every spell that you...
Oh, it's ice-themed.
So,
okay.
let's say you used it as conspiration to, like, make some picks or something. Mm-hmm. The lockpicks would be made out of ice.
Okay. I apologize for misunderstanding the wording.
No,
I got a 21.
All right. So a 21 versus a 14 times 3, 42. So, and everyone else has to make an target number 42.
Yeah, I failed already.
All right, now be careful slipping and sliding.
I got acrobatics. Can I use that?
You got what now?
But flying doesn't matter, right? If we're flying, we're not affected, right?
Correct. If you fly, if your character flies, it won't affect.
Okay. And is there a rule against hovering? Because then...
No.
Okay.
If you're hovering, it won't affect it. It's only your move across the town.
Then I'm not worried.
Yeah. Basically, what she's doing versus your clinging is she's essentially turning it off while you're under the effect, if you have clinging.
Yeah, well, I'm still on the ground, but I got acrobatics. So can I use that instead of rolling a agility?
This one is, no, it's straight agility roll. Because the way slow works is it targets one of the...
well, I got a 15.
All right, so you are 15 total or 15 on the dice?
No, that's total.
All right, you are slowed. So everyone has been iced in the party. The good news is that her turn ends when she gets there. So she ices. She does that thing where ice skaters like get their feet and they kind of slide into someone and then just to shoot up a big bunch of ice. She kind of does that at the end and shoots the ground covered in ice. Where you're at. Imagia. Their move speed is halved. That's the only real effect of it. It's going to be halved for like 3 turns.
Okay. First of all, I'm done fighting in the ground. Flying off. Second, I am going to split into 6 bodies. And 3 of those bodies are going over there to rescue the 3 people who are on the ground and drag them away to safety. And the other 3 bodies are going to grab anything that they can find, rocks or everything, and start pelting the villains, if only to keep them distracted.
All right. So it sounds like you want to do a lot of things.
Yeah. Do I have enough actions?
No, unless you have super speed. If you're going to rescue, that's going to take action. But I will say, because you can make 3 of you, you could have each one grab someone. I will allow that. Because basically, use your brawn boost to be strong enough to carry all three of them by basically making there be a lot of you.
Okay,
So
I do that.
come over to here and rescue people. The downside is your movement is halved. So what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just getting to here is going to take your. Just getting to over there will take up your turn.
Mm-hmm.
But then on your turn, your next turn, you can split and then pick up all the people. All right. So
Okay.
that, and then well, actually, you flew, didn't you?
Yes.
Light speed of 10. So actually, getting there, you can get there and then split. How many copies do you want to make?
Well, I wanted to make 6, but I don't.
You can.
I don't know. Huh?
If you have enough points, you can. With your level in your level of duplication, you can make up to 10. So yeah, you can easily make 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And do you want them all to be here, or did you want to leave some behind?
I want to leave some behind to distract the bad guys, and in case the other get wiped out.
How many do you want to leave back there?
3.
All right. So do you want them to spread out because they can all move on your turn?
I want them to spread out.
Okay.
Spread
So
out. I'm sorry.
You're going to have 3 of you over there, and then 3 of you like out here. Is this spread enough for you?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, and then you have 2 more over where the main boss is. I grab more water. And after Imagia, so you get over there and you can pick up those 3 people with the 3 of you that are there, and I guess you can start flying them away too. So
that's the plan.
all right, so you'll get over to here with them by flying. Right. And normally I use like a cup or something like that to put stuff on if flying, but I'm not going to do it now just because I know that the pile of guys is going to fall off. So it's not worth trying. TD 4000, what are you doing?
I'm assuming leaping is similarly hindered.
Not really. You can still leap. It's just movement and contact with the ground that's slowed.
All right. Then I want to take a jump over this fountain at the wind shear person. And as I jump, I over my sound synthesizer, I'm like, I am so glad that you have returned. We believed that you had taken your ball and gone home.
Oh gosh! All right.
And let's go ahead and activate that combat array, which is good. Let us double 5s. Backed up with a 3. That is 13 plus 1, 14 times 4, so 2856.
All right. She got a 15.
Okay, so that's a hit.
Yes.
7, so 6 times 5, 30 damage.
All right. Slam. She soaked 5. She had already taken 67. You did 30, you say?
Yep.
So 30 minus 5 is 25. So she's taken 67.
72, 92.
87. No, it was 67 already. Plus another 25.
92.
Yeah, so 92. Yeah. So she's barely on her feet still. She does get to take another turn right now, and she's going to use that to say, Auf Wiedersehen. and fly and run as fast as she can away. She doesn't go back into the line.
Please return. There are people in jail looking forward to playing with you.
Take another point.
It's not fair. He's getting all the points just from the jokes.
Yeah.
I wanted to play TD because I had a lot of jokes that I felt that I could do, and Brandon's like, you can play them, but he said it like a second before me, so I'm like, I'll play one of the other ones, that's fine.
Alright. You know what's funny is like every time I have him region, he always gets picked.
Gee, I wonder why. Brandon and I were fighting over him.
He's like the Thing, but a tiny teddy bear. That's his niche in the party. Alright, so
All I
Dirtbag.
want is to be held and cuddled and played with.
Dirtbag? Well, he's gonna go and see what's going on in the other parts. Unfortunately, some of the hostages took care of that icy broad. Then Bubble King. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the deep within the inner sanctum of Omega Labs, did you dispatch that? Did you dispatch that? Did you dispatch that cantankerous conjurer? Yes, she's been taken care of. I put her on ice. Well then, come and help me move. Come and help me move this stuff. The master doesn't want to be kept waiting.
That one was terrible. He deserves a setback.
All right. So meanwhile they're moving stuff around inside the deep within the hidden laboratory, and then Blast Furnace. He is going to move to here. Says, if you can't take the heat, maybe you should get out of the combat. And he blasts flame and a big arc. The person playing 2D, because you're just at the extreme end of the reach, you will get a +10 bonus to your save, a result bonus. The person playing Imagia, one of your duplicates will get the bonus and one of them will not. Okay?
Remember, I'm up in the air.
Ah, yes. The cone is as wide, is as tall as it is wide.
Okay.
So it's as tall as it is wide. So it goes like 30 feet in the air. Or no, more. So it goes like this.
I get it.
Yeah. So even with you being in the air, they are getting hit. The ones that are in the air, though, in acrobatics, would roll athletics with aerobatics as a specialty. So if you have aerobatics as a specialty, you get to roll twice.
No, but just regular acrobatics. But I suppose that I could roll athletics.
Yes, you do get to roll athletics. All right, so you guys that are in the area of this, roll a save. This is an athletics acrobatics check if you're on the ground or.
That's just one roll for all three bodies?
I can do that.
Yeah, each of you make one roll. Oh, you roll. Sorry, Wilfredo, you roll once for each of the bodies. They get their own separate save.
Okay.
I have a 30 on acrobatics.
And
I have a 30.
Okay.
I rolled 4 dice to get to mine.
7. One of the bodies gets 21. Another gets 24. And the last one gets...
No, only 2 of them were in this area. So you got a 24 and a 21.
Oh, okay.
You take half damage. Wilfredo, both of your bodies will take half damage after. And for Winter Witch and Heat, they'll each take 1/3 damage after. So the damage was only 36.
So we take a third, so I take 12. I'm unconscious.
Wow.
Oh, wait, no, I'm not quite unconscious.
But you also take double damage from fire.
Oh yeah, I'm unconscious.
Did you roll your soak?
Yeah, so you would roll your soak, right?
I've got my armor of 2, so let me soak it. Got
Yeah,
D4
so
3.
times 3.
Ooh.
Can I go ahead
do I
and
get
use
to
another
roll
hero
soak?
die to try and protect her with my fire extinguishers?
Yes, if you have another hero die to use.
Yeah, that puts me down to 8 hero points.
Okay. So roll the damage, I guess, for the fire extinguisher.
Do I get to roll a soak?
Yeah, you do get to roll soak, although one of your copies saved from the fire extinguisher.
Okay. That's 7. 7.
What did you get for TD? What did you get for the damage of the fire extinguisher?
50.
So
you contain the flame. So instead of people being burned and stuff, the flame he shoots. There's basically and then a small cone of fire extinguishing goo that blocks it. All right, so the only this copy of Wilfredo gets hit with fire.
now I do have a question though.
Yeah.
I would like to understand the. Please forgive my dear Aunt Sally of this game. If he didn't soak that for me, would the double damage be before or after the soak? Would I double damage before the soak or after?
I believe it's after.
Okay.
I believe it's after.
So whatever so I would get to soak that first. Makes it easier.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's also the same as when you have damage done after that. All right. So, and then I guess in order, the real question, which would be done first, the thirding or the doubling?
Right.
And it would be the thirding would happen first, and then the double would happen. All right. So your save would go off. And you then whatever difference got through, you take double it.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, that puts us. That was Blast Furnace's turn. Winter Witch.
So the wind shear is out here, right?
No, she ran away.
Back inside again. Okay.
No, she didn't go inside. She went away.
She ran away. Okay.
I am certain she is going to turn herself into the authorities after seeing the wrongness of her ways.
How would healing in this work? Because I can clearly, I can make the alternate effect again for myself. I've still got quite a few hero points left.
Yes, that's how you would do it. In fact, is with a spell you would heal yourself.
Right, so how would a healing spell work in this? Because I am critical at the moment.
Yeah, so you could do a maximum of 4 with that.
Maximum what? You glitched out.
Level 4 healing spell.
Right, so...
You need to...
How many how much would that heal me? Where can I find a write-up for?
Times 4 damage.
Okay, oh, that makes it easy. Okay, so yeah,
now, do you have versatile?
No, I don't. What I'm planning on doing is I'm going to melt back into this water, and then I'm going to, and this water pool is going to freeze into an ice rink, and I'm just going to submerge myself underneath it for a round.
All right. So go ahead and roll the 2d6 times 4.
Yep. 2d6 times 4. I did not roll as well as I'd like. 7. So that's only 28 that I healed.
Now, Alice, if you want, you can burn 5 hero points to throw another die, and if that die matches either of your others, then you get explosions.
Well, with a hero die, you could have also...
Yeah.
So.
I think I'm going to stick because I need to keep some hero points around for... I have enough for a dice, but at that point I won't have enough to keep doing my tricks right now. So, I'm going to save. And actually, let's see. And I have exactly 1 die worth left. So, I have... how much did I say I healed? Oh, 28. Okay, I'm done. Thank you.
Yep. All right, Winter Witch.
That was
Wind Shear is out of the combat, so she is over there. And then Imagia.
Okay. Have I rescued the 3 people already?
You have them almost to safety. You want to put them at least on the other side of these cars, probably.
Okay. So, fine. I'm going to send one of my bodies inside the building. I'm going to do what I should have done from the start, and which is to look for a fire extinguisher. And meanwhile, the other 2 bodies are going to run around the field as far apart as possible to try to keep a blast furnace guessing where he's going to have to choose for.
All right. Like that?
Yeah, that.
All right. So some of them dump some the hostages over by the police van. 2 of them run in opposite directions.
Mm-hmm.
And 1 runs into the building kind of stealthily, like not being noticed by blast furnace. The one that goes into the building, you see a fire extinguisher on the wall. So you fly over to where the fire extinguisher is, but that uses up all of your to get over.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but you have essentially you take 2 hero points for saving all those hostages.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm. You've spent multiple turns on getting them. All right. So then, TD4000.
So can you describe the way that Blast Furnace actually looks? Does he have that flaming heart inside the Blast Furnace or something?
No, the entire inside is like a ghost made out of fire.
Okay.
And that animates a cast iron suit that's covered in chains and spikes.
So I have a question.
Out of the cracks in the armor, basically.
Would I be able to basically aid Winter Witch by opening the suit up, so therefore her cold would be able to get into that?
That would not work. So Blast Furnace has no. Oh wait, you don't need to do that to affect him. Basically, so Blast Furnace takes double damage from cold. Period. He doesn't need to. You don't need to do anything to make that happen.
And my other question was, how was grappling work? I never. It was just preventing people from moving.
Pretty much, but while you have someone grappled, you can do other things, like say you can like twist their arm and stuff, but you can also like I restrain their spells might be a thing.
Yeah. So when this guy's going and shooting fire, is it radiating off of him? Is he needing to aim his arms or what?
It's shooting right out of his mouth.
Okay. So if I did grapple, I can control
hands or various other parts too, if you wanted to.
Okay. So he's got too many options. You can't control basically where it's going to aim.
It just shoots out of his whole body.
Okay. I am gonna let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, I can run my stubby little legs over there, even if I'm slow. And gonna go ahead and try and beat him into submission some more. I am so glad that you are more resilient than your other playmate, but you should, for your own sake, think of surrender. And let's see, that is activation. Throw that down, that works. So that is 8 times 4, so 32. 36 because it's a 9 modifier.
You hit.
Then that is double 4s. Throw another one down. That is 10. What do I got? Yeah, I'll keep 10, so that's going to be 9 times 5, 45 damage.
All right. So 45 damage. I think he may have soaked really well this time. His soak was 55.
Okay.
And when you hit him, you take 20. You take 20 damage. It's not going to hurt.
Yeah. 13, so 12 times 6. So.
Yeah, you take. It doesn't hurt you. Dirtbag is helping Bubble King move some items around. Blast Furnace. Trying to take you all on himself. Let's see. No, he can do it. Whoosh. So we'll just back up boom and blast you again. Everyone in that area. Winter Witch and TD are the only save actually. So it's athletics, acrobatics.
Okay.
So even Winter Witch, even being underground in the water, is still getting hit.
Oh, that's right. You're laying down. That's right. I forgot that you're laying down.
I'm laying down in a pool of ice, frozen in ice at the moment.
You are actually safe from the effects.
Okay.
Also, because you are laying down in there. You have full cover, so you're so you're good. Sorry about that. All right. So just a TD.
There are two of my bodies still there, right?
No, they're not. The two, they ran in a direction that like he couldn't reach you if he wanted to. Like the radius of his thing will miss you. Basically, the closest he can get is like, so you're just outside of it.
I have an 18.
18 total?
20 because I get a +1 on that actually. So I think I make the save.
You take half damage. He only did 20. He only did 30 damage, so you probably take nothing anymore.
Double 2s, so 9, 8 times 6. Yeah, take nothing.
Yep, you take nothing. Winter Witch, you healed some. Do you want to keep healing?
No. Teddy needs help. I'm getting out to help him.
So you burst out of the ice.
Yep, and fly and soar into
looking
the
a
air.
lot. And when you do, do you do a little hair tossing as you get out of the ice?
Yep, I toss my hair. I was actually also thinking that as I pop out of the ice underneath me forms up into like the petals of a flower, and so the petals start, flying off.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I created my own little, confetti, and I am going to blast this guy.
Okay, good. What's the air? Your blast is, I think, just a straight hit, right? It's just it's like a ray. It's just
a ray. So I'm just gonna blast this guy
with an ice ray. Good, go for it.
I'm running a little hot. I think it's time to chill out.
All right. His defense. 14.
What am I multiplying by? Is that a multiply?
Your to hit is your agility, so -- 3, and your damage.
Okay, so 6 times 3 is 18. I don't think I hit him.
You got a 20. Would you care? Are you satisfied with it?
I'll spend
or would
the
you care to spend 2 hero points?
I'll spend the 2 hero points. I need to protect Teddy.
Yeah, 2 hero points turns that from a miss into a hit.
Great, I hit that.
Then roll the damage.
Okay, and it's a power level 5. Oh, and wait, no, that's a different one. No, this one's also power level 5. Cool. I rolled the same number with the exact same number on each die. So 6 times 5 is 30.
30, and he rolled 7 times.
And it says also. Nope, never mind. Yep, 30.
So he rolled a 7 times 5 is 30. Oh wait, yeah. Actually, we'll just say the doubling. Otherwise, you wouldn't damage. So you do 60 then. And then 60 with his soak of times 5. He soaks 35 of it.
Okay.
And
Takes
so
25.
he takes 25 damage. This is the first damage he's taken, I believe.
I know I hit him for like 25, I think, got through.
Yeah, you did hit him earlier. That's right, like at the very beginning. So between the two of you, you guys have
Halved him.
knocked the wind out of him a bit.
Okay.
All right, and then Imagia.
He and I are now on equal footing. I'm at half, he's at half. Let's duke it out now.
Yep.
Imagia.
So, okay. Okay. Are all the hostages safe now?
Yes, they are. Well, all the ones that you guys have found. There's other somewhere else in the building, perhaps. You have your fire extinguisher too.
That's what I am going to do. One of the duplicate that is inside the building is going to come out behind him. I assume that he's not looking in that direction, and I'm going to blast him with it. That's going to be the action. The other bodies are going to continue flying around to confuse him.
All right, so you hit him with the fire extinguisher. Roll 2d6. Oh man, I wish I had Awesome Powers 6 open. I can open it up now.
Awesome Power
And
6
that's
power.
11.
Okay. What a fire extinguisher does is puts out most fires in a small cone, reducing the damage by 6 dm. So 6 damage. If the damage is reduced to 0 or less, the fire goes out. It cannot be reused 2H.
Yeah, so it means it's a two-handed. The fire extinguisher counts as a two-handed item.
Wonderful.
And what you do is you turned off his damage aura. So the damage aura effect that he has is reduced by 6 damage multiplier when he only had a level 4 in it. So, and I'm gonna say it'll last for the next 2 turns before he like boils off the fire retardant stuff off of his surface. All right, so that was Imagia. That was a very effective turn. TD 4000.
Gonna keep going. Actually, what I want to do here is more try and get him spun around so that he's going to be aimed away from Winter Witch. So I do want to go for the grapple at this point to just try and turn him so basically where it seems like his fire comes from will be not aimed at her.
Okay.
And so how are we doing grapple?
So you take an average of agility and brawn, and you use that as your multiplier. So in your case, it would be ×3 as your base.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a -1 penalty because, well, they'll cancel each other. Actually, your brawn penalty and agility bonus will cancel each other. So can I use my combat array for that +2 agility? No, not this. You have to have martial arts mastery grappling if you want bonuses to grapple.
All right. Oh, that's not lovely. That's a 15. I want to accomplish this.
He got an 18.
So, all right. So that's only going to cost me 3 hero points, which will be cheaper than the hero die. I was thinking of throwing at that.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I want to grapple him and spin him around.
You don't have control. You don't have enough control of the grapple to do something on top of grappling. So you have to beat him. If you don't have grappling as a mastered martial art, you have to beat him by 20 to take a turn in addition to grappling. So you can control you can restrain his movement on the next turn. Your next turn could be something like, I make it so he can't turn and face her. But right now, you're just basically, you have him held, is all you have.
Okay.
Then again, he's not facing her right now, so it's like, as far as you're concerned, you've accomplished your goal. All right, this guy is doing something, this guy is doing something. Blast Furnace is, he wants to burn you off of him, but he can't. He is going to punch you. because no, he's not going to punch you. That's a waste of his turn. He is going to blast flame. He can't do that though. He's going to try and break the grapple. That's what he's going to do. So it's a straight brawn check that you roll.
Okay.
The bad news is he rolled doubles. The good news is they were double ones.
Hey, I rolled double ones as well.
And it followed by a 2.
I followed it up with a 5, so I'm 6. So times 4, 24.
You win. He failed. He tries and fails to break the grapple.
I'm sorry. I am programmed to be very good at hugging.
All right. Winter Witch, he's held. The effect of him being held is that you get +2 dice bonus to hit and damage him if you attack him.
Okay. I will do that. Let's hit him.
Go for it.
Okay. Let's try that again. So this is it's not a +2 multiplier. It's a +2 on my die before I multiply, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, I sucked. I rolled a 4 on my dice, so 6, then times 3, that's 18.
You should be hitting him the way that his
got a
defenses
5.
have been.
He got a 5 times 2 is 10, so you hit.
Awesome.
And
Okay.
the +2 bonus applies your damage as well.
Fantastic. Oh, nice! I rolled double 5s. And a 6. So 16, 18 times 5. So that is 100 minus 8. Or no, 100 minus 10. So 90.
90.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay. His soak.
I did well.
Yeah, you. Why didn't you do this the first round? Just fight with
Because I needed Teddy to aim him for me. Teddy grabbed him and aimed him into my beam.
Yes. You got
It's teamwork. Half my 90 damage is from Teddy holding him. Like Teddy said, he's programmed to be very good at hugging.
You did 90 something. You said
I did 90 exactly.
You got a soak of 35, so he took 55 damage and then double it. So he's out. TD, remember what you said earlier? How you wanted to help open up his armor so she could affect him worse.
Yes.
You did exactly that. You grabbed the head of the armor and opened it up, and so she just imagine one of those cans of the air spray that you use to clean a keyboard. How if you shake it off, it makes it super cold. Just shooting a jet of that down someone's throat is what she basically just did. And so she's and it complete you hold his head open like a Pez dispenser. And you jets of freezing
Open your mouth.
Absolute zero frozen gas fly into him, and his flame goes out. He is just now a suit of empty armor.
So, as the Terminator music, hits a high note and all, the blast furnace is on the ground. TD in a superheated body is, rising up with his Terminator skull face and such. And he looks around and he's like, teamwork makes the dream work. Now let me tell you something about dreams as I'm walking forward into
we don't have time for that
Omega
now.
Labs.
Yeah. So you guys make your way inside the...
Imagia, chill. There's always time for a story.
Oh, God. So you guys make your way inside the lab, and you clearing various rooms, you basically going bit by bit, you manage to find and rescue a number of additional hostages. The lab does have security equipment. The good news for you is that it's already been taken care of by the bad guys, so you don't need to worry about their security systems attacking you. One thing you'll notice, I mentioned the building's one story. That's only on the surface. It has multiple sub-basements, and each basement requires a different level of security clearance to get down. One of the scientists happened to have a key that you would need to get in, to ride down to the lower levels. So this allows you to get to the main laboratory complex.
Sub-basement 52?
It's not actually that deep. It's it only goes 6 floors below ground, but they're big. The floors are quite large when you get down. So I'm going to move this. Okay. You guys are here.
Well, I would like to try and find that other room that the hostages were in. That I'd
the one you were in before, you find it.
No, the other one. I found 2 rooms with hostages. One was the server room, and one you said Windshear was throwing people into this dark room.
Oh yeah, you find them. It was like a broom. It was just like a broom.
Sounded like a janitor's closet, yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to get them first before we continue through the area. I want to get the hostages out.
Yeah, that is always a priority.
Perhaps the officers can clear the local area. I believe that we have to track down.
The officers are actually, the Equalizer suit arrives just in time to take Blast Furnace into custody.
Cool.
I believe that we have an appointment with the King and Mr. Bag.
Yes, Mr. Bag.
My programming prevents me from saying his full name.
It gets edited out. Like
beep bag.
There's like some video game that you get to read your character class.
That's my favorite joke of the night.
And it wouldn't allow me to, because why not? It says it's inappropriate content. What's wrong with the word assault? And I remembered the first 3 letters.
I had one like that, but I don't even remember what the name was. But it was just like 3 words in the middle, 3 letters in the middle were made it up.
In a lot of video games, your main run and gun character class is called the assault class, and for some reason this one it's not called. They wouldn't let me use that one, so I had to come up with some other name for it. But anyway, so you guys get into the main lab. And this is the cloning facility that you run into.
Oh, this is the future of making babies.
Yeah. Let's go with that. Okay. So we have a number of pods.
You're experimenting with cloning?
Aren't you a master at cloning?
Yeah, by accident.
How unethical to do cloning, said Imagia, split into multiple duplicates.
I did not choose to be a clone master.
No, maybe these clones didn't choose to be clones. All right, so these are all cloning pods, and there's a portal gateway open up here. And you notice that most of the pods are empty, but 3 of them have clones inside. Oh yeah, this one. you guys are here. By the way, how many Imagias are coming on this?
Okay, at the moment, they are fused together, so there's only one.
Okay. And there's piles of boxes and stuff like that too in here. There's like a magnetic like level, like basically equivalent of a wheelbarrow type thing there as well, like something like a magnetic levitating gurney in there. But that's what you guys see. And you guys can roll me a mind check if you have crime as a specialty in any of your investigation type skills.
I have investigation.
Not me.
So go ahead and roll it.
I have investigation gut.
What did you? You don't get to use gut. This is so, but you can still roll investigation if you want.
So okay, so just investigation.
I have an 18, which is impressive since I am a ×1 multiplier.
9 by times 3. I believe that's 3, right? Yes.
So 27.
27. Okay.
All right. You recognize the clones in the cloning tanks. You recognize a clone of Liberty Bell, a clone of Ironsides, and a clone of Bold Eagle.
Oh, so this is related to the doppelganger war all over again?
Vaguely, yes. Yes, it is related to it.
In case you don't know about it, the doppelganger war was an incident that happened in the Bash universe where it turns out that a lot of people were actually cloned, including several superheroes.
Yeah, and it turned out the doppelganger war was imagine like Marvel's Civil War, but I wrote this like a long time ago, where heroes were fighting against other heroes because they didn't know which ones were real and which ones were the doppelgangers, and because they had been replaced by these fakes, right? And it turned out that the 3 of the most beloved heroes, part of a group called Project Valiant, or part of a team called Project Valiant, turned out to be not just clones, but were being used by an evil shadow government organization. And they were on the wrong side of the doppelganger war because they were basically programmed to do it. And once they broke free of it, like when they lost, basically, all 3 of those heroes have kind of tried to change their look and change their name and stuff like that, so that they wouldn't be associated with that anymore, trying to kind of redeem themselves. So we have, Liberty Bell is currently known as Victory Bell, and changed her costume, but you have Liberty Bell there inside the cloning tank. And then Bold Eagle calls himself Thunderbird now, but it's the Bold Eagle costume inside that tank. And then Ironsides calls himself Battle Cruiser now, but he's there in the Ironsides uniform. But he's inside a cloning tank. He hasn't emerged yet.
So are these the originals or the clones?
You don't know. You want to go ask Bubble King? He might be able to tell you. This is a portal that's open.
And Omega is involved in all of this, huh? This is very serious. And what does Bubble King want with all of this?
That's a good question, because Bubble King, last you checked, this wasn't his area of expertise. He's a scientist, but not that kind of scientist. All right, so what do you guys want to do? Before you burst into the room, what do you want to do? Anything else? Anything you want to check for or look for or ask before you go in?
Actually, yes. I don't think that bursting in is going to be the most tactical option here.
I am programmed for the game of hide and seek.
You are.
I don't think that game is going to help now. Or maybe do it.
Actually, I think that Imagia, aren't you also good at hiding?
Actually, yes, I have a few stealth-related abilities.
Okay.
Seems to me that we could all
You could
chill,
try to ambush them.
take a beat, and put them on ice pretty fast,
Hmm
rather than just
Ah.
bursting in.
hmm Yeah, we need to do that. Instead of fighting them directly, we could try to do a hit and run tactics. Like Winter Witch could try to freeze Bubble King, and I could try to do distracting some kind of distracting tricks, and only then, after we are sure that we have them off their balance, do we attack with full force.
So,
Of course, we have to find them first.
I have never met Full Force. Where is he?
Don't take me literally, okay?
so I'll allow the two of you to start your hide and seek games, and
Mhm.
I'll flow in with the cold.
All right. So the door is closed.
I understand that.
You can see in because there's glass, but the door is closed.
I understand that. We're peeking in, and what do we see if we're peeking in, trying to basically stay stealthed?
You see the cloning tanks. You see the hover, like basically like a levitation type, like a levitating gurney that is also seems to be supporting a projector that is projecting a gateway onto the wall.
Okay. Are there windows in this room?
You see Bubble King like pointing at Dirtbag and telling him to move something, and Dirtbag is grabbing basically one of the cloning pods and putting it onto, he's taking an empty cloning pod and tossing it onto the floor. He's making his way over to grab Ironside's cloning pod as we speak.
I have a question about clones.
Yeah.
These are new humans, correct? They have not lived. I'm talking in character.
Oh, okay. Who are you talking to?
I'd assume the people around me. They have not lived, correct?
They are on ice, yes.
I don't understand. Are they
not
new
real.
or not?
They're
Are
not
they
real.
young?
They are living beings, but whether they are people or not, that is a question. We will
But
have to
are they
investigate
young?
that.
Are they young?
No.
Why not? Have they lived?
Physically, they are adults, but mentally, we don't know.
I go in.
All right. So initiative or priority check.
Sure, priority.
Holy! Oh,
Put the children down.
Oh, why is it my knits are like rocking, and then my combat stuff has been bad?
there goes a step plan. Okay.
36.
Okay. So Bubble King rolled a 3, so he's probably going to go last.
And I got 2 6s. So that's one more. And that's a 4. So that's a total of 12 and 4, 16. And 16 by 3.
Winter Witch, you got 36, you said?
Double 5s and then a 2 and then multiply by 3. My initiatives have been rolling really well.
PD, what's yours?
I am 12.
12. Well, 12 will even beat Bubble King. So we have our order established. Winter Witch, he's about to burst through the door, but you get to do something before he does that.
Okay. Um, I am going to at
Okay,
that
I
point.
got a 48.
You got a 48. Okay, never
Oh, you
mind.
got 48. Okay, I thought you said you got a 15. All right.
No, I got a 15, but that was
So,
before. No, I got a 16 before a multiplication.
oh, what did you get before multiplying for Winter Witch then? Or I mean, after everything for Winter Witch, what was your total? Was it better or worse than 48?
Mine?
Yeah.
I told you mine's 36 after
Okay.
multiplication because it's.
Oh, okay. So Imagia actually goes first. Imagia actually.
Go Magia.
Okay. Well, my original plan was to sneak around, but that went to heck.
I believe
And
that was my original plan. I have modified my plan.
we will discuss this later at the headquarters.
All
Okay.
right, I'll give you a point for that one. All right, and
Okay.
point to Imagia. What I was saying.
Okay. I don't think I can do much against Bubble King. Well, I am going to go. Well, I'm going to attack Dirtbag.
All right. So you open the doors and come in. How many of you are there?
He said one. I don't know if he made more.
Okay, no, I'm going to split in three right now, and we are all going to charge at. No, wait, that's an action, right? Splitting?
No, splitting does not take you in action.
Okay, split into three, charge at Dirtbag, and let's do the whole pile on him and do as much damage as possible.
All right, you can get to there.
So that's I get agility 5 and brown 3.
Yes.
Okay. I got a 6 times 5. That is 30.
You hit. He
Okay.
rolled.
And I do 9 times 3. That's 27.
27. You got Dirtbag is real tough. Let's see. 27.
Wait, do I have any martial arts modified?
He got a 7 times 42 plus 5 more, so he got 47 soak. So you hit him, but it's like hitting rock. It's like hitting a rock.
That's worth a try. It was worth a try. Okay.
Oh. I thought you said I got 45. I'm like, oh, okay, that he took 2. But in that case, no, he wouldn't have taken any because he said 47. All right, Winter Witch.
Winter Witch is going to, at that point, so I would like to do a team attack with TD 4000, TD 1000. I'd like to cannonball him into the boss because he's our tank. So, how would a fastball special work in this game?
Very good. So it's a team-up attack, and the way it works, with a team-up action, you use the best combination of stats, powers, of the stats and powers of the two characters. So in the case of the classic fastball special, it's Colossus's strength plus Wolverine's claws for the damage, right?
Okay.
And Wolverine has a higher agility, so use his agility to hit, right? And typically each one of you will roll. If there's a to hit and damage, each of you will roll one part of it. If it's for some reason the team up action is just a single die roll, each of you rolls one of the d6. Right? But in this case, TD, what's your to hit with agility? So it's
I
2
am ×2 to ×4.
to ×4.
Well, if my combat array is running.
Oh, the combat array. The
So.
Oh yeah, you're right. You have a ×4 to hit because of the combat array. So you can apply the combat array to this because you get to apply the best of both. Also, you get a free hero die on a power stunt, or sorry, on a team up attack.
Okay.
You get a hero die, but usually it's only for originality, so it'll be the first time you do it. But if you do this next round and it's second verse, same as the first, you don't get the hero die that
So
time.
so we earn it for the attack only. We don't get to keep it for later.
Right.
Okay, cool.
And also you have to, the other thing about team up action is you go on the person whose initiative is last. The person who has the last priority of the round, that's whose turn it is. So you have to delay your action.
Okay. So what I'm going to basically do when Teddy, well, I'll just say it when Teddy's up.
Yeah. Also, you get to use TD, you get to use Winter Witch's agility, which is a 3, but with your combat array. Gotcha. And damage is Winter Witch's Polar Blast has a base of ×5 damage. How much damage did you do with the combat array?
His combat array is ×4.
My combat array, I get a +1 damage modifier for a ×5 after that.
Nice.
Yeah, so you would use the ×5 as the damage for that. So you would be that's how you would do it.
Okay. Well, I'll be on his action, then I will describe how I launch him.
All right, Dirtbag is getting to go first. You punched him a bunch of times and it didn't seem to do anything. His action, he's going to say, "My turn," and he's going to punch you. I mean, that's the thing that makes the most sense for him to do. So he got a 8 × 2. I don't think he has any special bonus to hit. Oh no, he has his boulder fists. He has he has ×3 to hit and ×5 damage. So he got a 24 to hit you. Imagia.
Okay. Let's see. And I got a 7. That's a 21. Ah, he hit me.
All right. You get hit. It does 7 times 7 times 5 is 35, plus 5 is 40 damage.
Damage. He hit one of my bodies, right?
Just one of them, yeah.
Okay. And I got a 4. Wait, that means another die. And that's a 2. That's another die. And that's a 1. So that's a 7. 7.
What's your soak?
Total 7 because I have round 1. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have martial arts or anything like that? Because that might affect.
I do.
Yeah.
I have.
Imagia's got some cool stuff with her.
Imagia has a soak. It says ×1 there, but with her martial arts mastery, she actually has tough style mastered, which gives her +2 brawn to soak hand-to-hand attacks. So your soak against punches is actually ×3.
Also, your defense against hand-to-hand is ×5, which I don't think you just did.
Right.
No,
yeah.
So you would have been a 35 defense, I believe.
Yeah, her martial arts mastery really buffs her a lot.
Yeah. No, when Alice played Imagia, she was kicking a lot of butt.
Yep.
You
really
don't get hit. Let's just respect. You do not get hit because I think it was a close.
Yeah, it was 21 to 24, I believe.
Yeah, so you do not get hit actually. So
okay.
Swing in the
middle. Those out of the way.
Remember, your soak is ×3 against hand-to-hand attacks.
Yeah, I forget about that. I'm not used to much of it.
Yeah. So Dirtbag attacks, misses. You basically jump over his giant spiked ball of a fist as it swings past you, hits the ground and puts cracks in the ground, but it doesn't hit. TD 4000. You are getting ready to be the ammunition in a cannon of something.
So you guys understand the super cold liquid and instant freeze trick, right? For those that don't, There's a bottle slam trick, and you can do this with other things. But when you super cool water to the point where it is below freezing, but you don't give it enough agitation, or you give it, there's other aspects to it, but you prevent it from actually freezing. And then when you give it any sort of agitation, for the ice crystals to form. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put Teddy in his little sling that I carry him around in, and then I'm going to say,
you have one of those slings like for babies. I don't remember what they're called, but okay, all right.
That I made out of ice and that I keep with me on my cloak. Like I said, it's Teddy's little ride carriage. So
I am used to being carried by humans much smaller than her.
So. Yeah. I put the hammock up, and then I shoot out this jet of super cooled water, and then as it shoots out, I give it a tap, and it launches TD 4000 in the hammock as it spreads open, and the ice and the water turns to ice in a super shot and shoots him right into the back of Dr. Bubbles or whatever, yeah.
Bubble King.
Bubble King.
Yes. So this is what you're going to use. You're going to use Alice's agility and TD 4000's combat array for the to hit.
Okay.
But you're also going to use Alice's damage for the damage that it does.
Awesome. Times 5.
Yeah.
And now my combat array would not affect that damage?
No, because it's one or the other.
And mine lets me use mind plus 2 to damage.
Yeah, so it's times 5.
Yep.
And his combat array would be brawn plus 1.
So my range attack is a TD 4000 with a rocket of ice forming behind him.
Do you want to roll for her to roll to hit, and do you want then TD to roll the damage?
I trust Brandon. Brandon can roll it all.
No, you roll to hit.
Okay,
You're
fine.
doing a lot of this.
8 times. What was the multiplier for the hit?
You use whatever you are, but I'm giving you a plus 2 dice, a dice multiplier on that.
Oh, okay. So that is 40. 40 to hit.
That almost will certainly. Well, he actually rolled high. Bubble King got rolled a 10. I don't think that he gets any kind of special defense other than armor. So his defense is a 2. He got 20, so you hit him.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I say we should roll that. Well, Brandon can choose if he wants to roll it elsewhere, but I say that hero die that we're getting for this attack should probably be used on damage.
Well, since you already you already hit, you may
exactly. I left it for damage.
Roll 3 dice.
As I get rocketed in. You claim to be a king, and through my extensive study of fairy tales, a king that steals children is evil.
3 dice. Come on, roll.
Die. So I've got 11 with another die coming. That is now 16 with another die coming. I've rolled 2 3s, 2 5s.
Nice. That is
20 times 5, so that's 100.
Yes!
100 damage?
Fast ice special.
7 times 4 is 28, so 100 minus 28, so
72.
72. BK is down a lot. Wow. All right. He gets hit. All right, so TD is here. You probably walked a little bit in the room. Slam. Knocks him into the gurney. And he's taking knockback from this. The gurney goes sliding forward and sucks him into the gate, then shuts itself behind him as the gateway projector is pulled into the gateway. So that you knocked him out, literally, of the fight before he got to even do anything. He is knocked out through the gateway.
And now Teddy's in the midst of things to be the tank with.
I've got erase the gateway. This just popped out of existence right here. You guys actually hear like a pop noise as like displaced air is rushing in.
The cartoon pop noise.
Yep. To fill in that area. Right, so he's there. Then that was TD's turn. Bubble King on the other side of the gateway, like you will ruin. Wait, where did everyone go? You will ruin it anyway. Like you failed me, Bubble King.
No, really. We almost finished the task.
You will not fail me again.
No!
And Bubble King like is zapped by some unseen force that you don't see. All right, so then the pods, inside the pods, the unconscious people's eyes flick open. And they begin looking around at what's happening around them. Imagia.
Okay.
What do you do?
This guy is really fun. Maybe it's time for a power stone. I have a hero die that I haven't used. So, what can I do with it? Okay. Could I use it to turn my mimic into full shape-shifted?
Can you use Mimic to turn into what exactly?
Into shape-shifted.
Well, to shapeshift into what?
My plan is to turn into a blob and envelope him so that I can, at the very least, slow him down so the other two can finish him off.
So you want
Nobody
to
budges the Imagia.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to you turn into like a giant. Wait, does Mimic allow you to turn into size? Does Mimic allow you to turn into something larger than your own body?
I know, but yeah, but
no, I'm asking because if it does, then
One
you can
size.
do that.
It's one at rank 3. It's one size category larger than your body size.
yeah, but it has
One
to
size
be
category
like
up.
it has to be a solid object, right?
Well, it could be a solid object, but that object could be like Jello, like a giant thing of Jello, like a giant thing of blob of silicon.
Well, won't that actually help? Because my plan is that something that will slow it down.
Yeah, you if you turn into like a giant blob of silicone, it will envelop him in it. And yeah, with Mimic 3, yeah, up to one size larger, and he's currently size 0, and you're size 0, so you could turn into a size 1 blob and envelop with it. So yeah, I would allow that. So basically, on him is how.
Okay,
And the special effect of what you're doing though is that he can't get out of your grapple by turning into dust, which normally is if he were grappled and wanted to escape, he would just say, "I turn into dust," and he easily gets out. He can't do that to escape your grapple. So you have, because you were only turning into. Are the three of you combining to form this one large blob, or are you forming 3 separate blobs, or what are you doing?
Will it make a difference?
I would say, I guess it'd be like 3 blobs that congeal together him once they're all congealed. But you're just using because you have your special ability to give you extra strength and agility. So you get to roll you have martial arts mastery. Mm-hmm. I believe grappling is one of the styles you've mastered.
Yes, I do.
You have grappling. So your base multiplier is normally would normally be times 4, and because of your boost, it would become times. Your base multiplier would normally be times 2. Your boost power would raise it to times 3, and then your martial arts mastery would raise it to times 4. So you have a times 4 grapple against him, and I believe he has a times 3. So you have a good advantage here.
What am I having?
You have a times 4 to grapple him.
Okay. So, let's go for that plan. I am going to turn one of my bodies into this yellow form and envelop him and try to grapple him, covering him from top to bottom.
Yes. All right. So go ahead and roll to hit. It's times 4 to get him.
Wait, I almost dropped one. And that's 2 ones. So let's... And another 1. And 4. So that's 3, 4, 7. 7 plus how much?
7 total? Or...
7 plus 7, no, before multiplication.
So it's 28. He got a 4 times 3. He got a 4 times 3 is 12, which you not only did you beat him, but you beat him by more than 10, which, because you've mastered the grappling martial art style, allows you to also do something to him in addition to grapple.
So
you can crush him. You can try to crush him if you want. You could try and restrain him from doing something. You could basically punch him. Basically, have one of your Jello forms turn into like a fist and just slam him. There's all kinds of things that you could do.
I'm going to try to crush him because this is a very tough enemy. We need to whittle them as much as possible.
So this is a straight brawn check. You get to roll times 4 for this one as well. Your brawn is normally only a 1, but because your multiple Jello forms are grappling him, you get the brawn bonus from that. So it's plus 2, and then on top of that, you also have your wrestling martial art bonus.
Okay,
so
here it goes, and that's 7. So that will be 14, 28.
28. Unfortunately, he rolled higher, so he got before exploding the dice, he got a 40. But he's grappled and held fast. He's not anywhere just yet. Winter Witch.
Okay. I am going to... So the tanks aren't being manipulated at this point, right? The clone tanks?
Correct. No one's doing anything with the tanks.
Good. That's what I wanted to know. So at that point, I am going to blast the guy that we're engaged with, because I only see one guy left.
Okay.
This is the is this the dirt guy that was trying to put me in the dirt earlier?
Oh yeah, it is.
Okay.
Dirt bag.
Dirt bag. I am going to blast him with some ice. Time to put you on ice. Oh,
right.
never mind.
How'd you do?
I rolled 1 and 2 on my dice.
Wait,
so
Dirtbag is being... Hold on, before you...
Yeah, he's grappled.
Oh, okay, sure. I rolled a 3.
Like a giant Jello mold made of silicone, so...
Okay, so I rolled a 3, so that's a 9 after the times 3 multiplier.
Well, wait, do you still want to hit if it means that blasting Imagia and not...
No, I don't want to blast Imagia.
Yeah.
So I'm done.
So you can delay for him to break free if you want, and then do it.
Sure, I'll do that.
Okay. Or you could do something and mess with the tanks.
I don't want to mess
Dirtbag.
with the tanks.
You do or don't?
Do not.
Okay. Dirtbag tries to break free. It's a straight brawn contest with Wilfredo. You get to roll times 4, and he rolls times 4.
Okay.
He got a 28. Sorry, he got a...
I got a 6. 6 times 4 is
24.
24.
He will break free unless you spend a hero die or something like that. Because he got a 32.
Okay. I think I used my hero die already. So.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And you had the least hero points because you were the most powerful build. All right. So he breaks free, but the good news for you is that takes his entire turn, and then you had a delayed action, Winter Witch, to blast him as soon as he breaks free. So roll to hit on that.
Mm-hmm.
Alice, what'd you get?
Sorry, I got Snake Eyes, so I get to roll again on the one.
Mm-hmm.
I got another one.
All right, keep rolling.
And another one.
I've seen someone start with ones and end up with 10 total.
I got 4 ones total and a 6.
There's
you
10.
There's
you
10.
just got what I just said. So you rolled a 10. My wife's like here smiling with her clapping her hands.
So I got a 10.
And you have a ×3, so it's a 30 to hit. You got an 18 defense.
Awesome.
Which would have been
I hit.
But you hit. Roll your damage.
Let's blast him in the face. I got a 7. So 7 times 5 is 35.
All right, he got a 5 times 6 is 30 plus 5 is 35. So you have a hero die you'd like to spend?
No, I do not.
It's a push on the damage. If you spend a hero die, it will potentially that's basically what damage he'll take is whatever you roll the hero die.
I do not. I have 3 hero points left.
Oh, okay. One thing you can do is called push yourself, and that is you could take 20 points of damage to give yourself the extra 2 hero points to spend that as a die, and then you could do it if you wanted to, if you really want to.
Sure, I'll do that. I'll push myself. I'll take 20 points of damage.
Beads of sweat immediately crystallizes ice on her face, and you're like, I'll teach you.
It's really cooling down in here.
Yep.
Yes. Well, you're mad because he almost killed you before, right?
Yes, that's why I'm gonna push myself.
Yeah, so
I pushed myself, took the 20 damage, and I'm like, just blasted off.
All right. So roll your hero die, and remember, if it matches 1 or a 6, you get to keep rolling.
6.
Wow. Okay, keep going.
5.
All right. So you did
so that
11 times 5, 55 damage to him after soak.
Well, hold on.
This
I
is
rolled
the first
7
damage I think
plus
he's taken
6.
at all.
No.
Alice, he tied.
Yeah.
You guys were absolutely tied on the earlier damage. So
yeah. So everything that you rolled was just straight damage to him. So he is knocked through this pod. You smash him into this pod. He crashes through it. There's like blue liquid on the ground, like pooling on the floor. It's like the cloning juice that they hold the gel that the fake amniotic fluid or something that they are always floating in is like splashed everywhere. And he's like, "Why won't you stay dead? I thought I killed you."
What are they talking about?
Oh, he's talking to Winter Witch.
I know, but
yeah.
I should warn you, everything that you are saying is currently being recorded. We will take that as an admission of guilt for intent to murder.
Just like something I agree with.
I am going to go over there and smash him in the face a few times. Go ahead and jump up to land on top of him. And
are you
holding him?
I'm sorry, what?
Are you holding him?
I assume.
I don't hear what Chris is saying.
Are you using your combat array? I'm assuming.
Oh yes, and the roll is a 6 on that.
You jump and you're like, oh, and land on it. Wow, and it sticks on there. So you now, what did you get to hit?
I rolled 12 after my modifier, so that is 48.
He rolled a 5 times. It was doubles, by the way, 2 2s and a 1. He rolled 5 times 2 is 10. So you completely hit him. Roll the damage.
All right. Now, did you say that I get an extra multiplier since I'm jumping up onto somebody?
Yes, you do.
Okay. So this is times 6. Double 4s. That's a 2, so that's 10. Let me go ahead and bust my last 5 hero points here.
All right.
That's another 4. We're up to 14. That's a 5. That's 19. So 18 after the negative
So
1
times 5 is
times
90?
6.
Oh, times 6. Wow.
Yeah.
18 times 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right, I
that's
have to
108.
bust out the back of the book for this one.
Times 6 is 108.
18 times 6.
108.
Yeah, 108. Which is impossible! I guess that's what he'll say. No, it's impossible! No, search your feelings. You know it to be true. No, so your fists, like separate, like your arms like flip out from the elbow, so like you have almost 4 arms that then turn into propellers and then form into like a V. And this is like those drills that are used to drill into the earth to get oil, is what your hands form into when you land on him.
Fort building mode activated.
Yeah. Child.
Very anime.
Earthquake victim extraction mode. So you land on him. You did, I think, so much. You did over 108 damage. He soaked 35. So this, between the two of you, you've taken him out. He is completely, like, you basically did leave him as a pile of dust, but he's also in that sludge, so he can't just reform. He's like mud. There's a mud puddle there.
I'm going to blast it with more slushy ice on top just to make sure
So now
he's
it's
so
frozen.
watered down he can't reform.
It's
later.
frozen on top of being sludge. He is not going anywhere until Urgent sends like people here with a snow shovel to pick him up, to scrape him up off the ground.
Awesome.
Right. Now, as you guys are doing this, Imagia, you notice that the clones in the containers are slapping their hands against the glass.
Okay.
Tap.
Well, I imagine.
Yeah. Imagia, you notice that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The others don't. They're busy.
Guys, those people went out. What do we do?
So there's like there's switches and stuff on each of the tanks.
Okay.
And there's there's a green light, there's a green light on each one that has switched to yellow. There's a red, yellow, and green light. It went from green to yellow on the light.
Okay. I'm going to go and start
buttons
flipping
on
the switches to let them out since Imagia points it out,
Well,
because I do not want them to suffocate in there.
Imagia take her action though, like 'cause it's her turn to do.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but be ready just in case these are evil clones and will attack us too.
Yeah, there's always that possibility. So what do you want to do?
Well, we can't let them die, but be prepared.
So what do you want to do? There's basically the switch is currently pointing at yellow. Yellow is glowing. Do you want to switch it to the green light or the red light? And the if you want, you can make a science check or a technology check if you have either of those skills to know which one will produce which results.
No, I only have investigation.
Okay. So which way do you want to turn the dial? Left or turn right? Right is red. Left is green. There's also a little heartbeat monitor and stuff that's showing their heart
I
rate.
have security. Could that be used to find out which is the correct one?
Well, science would be the skill that you'd need. Science or medicine or science, medicine, or technology would give you, you basically could make a check to know which way to turn it. But right now it's basically 50-50 which button you push to stop this. Because you're trying to make them so they go back to sleep, right? Or are you trying to make it so they get released?
I would prefer to put them back to sleep because we don't know if they are good or not. It would be better to wait until, like, we have a full team of heroes here.
We're familiar with each other's powers, right? And our skill sets.
Yes,
we know
you
each
are.
other.
With one another's powers, you're familiar.
And the skill sets in general.
You guys, I believe I think you guys did recognize them. You know that So Bold Eagle, his powers are basically he can fly and he has claws.
I mean that Wilfredo, Imagia would know. Imagia would know what I'm capable of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Imagia, you know that I'm a scientist.
Well,
with a chemistry specialty, so.
Go for it then.
All right. You want to make a science check? Chemistry isn't what we need here, but go ahead and make science anyway.
Sure, I will do that. Oh, nice, double threes. And a 1.
Okay, with double. All right. So total of 21.
21.
If you turn the switch to the right, it will re-engage the hibernation mode.
Okay, I will re-engage hibernation.
It will release them.
What?
All right, so you go to re-engage hibernation. Do you re-engage first?
I would re-engage. Who are the ones that are here?
So there's Ironsides, his body turns into metal.
Right.
And he also is extremely good at swimming somehow.
Yeah.
Then there's Bold Eagle, who's basically think of Wolverine, but he can fly.
Okay.
And there's
I'm going to do Ironside first, and I'm going to call out, turn the dials to the right, and they'll turn the dials to the right, and they'll go back to sleep.
So Ironsides is you turn the switch to the right, and his eyes start to droop, and he goes back into sleep.
Okay.
Then that was Imagia and Winter Witch acting. Mm-hmm. Before TD 4000 goes, the Liberty Bell will begin screaming. And even though she's on the other side of the glass, you guys can hear it. Her scream shatters the glass of her tube. Well, wait, maybe it doesn't. Her scream, she got an 8 times. An 8 times 8 is 64, and it's extra effect against. So it's actually 8 times 10. So she has 80 damage to the glass. So she shatters the glass. The good news is that basically takes a turn. She's like she shatters the glass. She looks, and she's down on one knee, looking at you guys like you did something wrong. You guys are up to no good, and that takes her turn.
Okay.
Right? PD 4000, it's your action.
Please, calm yourself. We are here to deal with people who have been trying to steal you and are going to look into your return to this place. I am TD 4000. This is Imagia, and this is the Winter Witch.
All right.
I'm going to approach.
She doesn't say anything, but her eyes smolder with anger. Imagia, what would you like to do?
Okay. Let's see. I'm not sure if she's a clone or if she's just pissed that we put her back to sleep, or we're trying to put her back to sleep. So, okay, let's see. Do I have any I have deception manipulation. I can try that. I can try to roll manipulation and see if I can calm her down.
Okay, good. Go ahead and roll it. And I believe, does Imagia have appeal?
Yes,
She
she
does.
does.
So you
Yeah.
get ×5 to this check.
Okay, So let's do that. I'm going to say something along the lines of.
And manipulation, since you're doing that, you get to roll 2 to take the better roll.
Exactly. Right.
Yes.
First, let me say something. Okay, listen. I know this looks bad, but you don't know the details, and we don't know the details either. We are trying to follow the protocol, which is to get the authorities involved and get this mess solved out. We are not trying to hurt you. Okay?
All right. So what did you get on your roll?
The first one is 5, and the second one is 6. So I'm going to take the 6, and that will be a 30.
Mm-hmm. All right, you got a 30?
Yes.
All right, she got a 7 times 2. She does have deception, but she doesn't have detection as a specialty. So she got a 14. So she says, free us, as her response to that. We need freedom, and that's what she says. Okay, so she doesn't attack, though. She just replies. She doesn't attack. You've staved her off from attacking. Winter Witch, what do you want to do?
I'm going to go put the other one to sleep.
All right, so you turn on the hibernation on him as claws are like coming out and he's getting ready to cut the glass. You turn on the hibernation and he goes back to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, good job. So now there's only the one to deal with, and she is not attacking. She's like, let me speak to the authorities, please.
That was my plan. I was going to have Teddy and TD 4000 watch you while I fetched the cops.
Hey, we shouldn't be here. This place, this isn't right. So you go and get the police down there. Urgent by now has arrived on the scene. Diamond, the indestructible Diamond, and Captain Vitality, the speedster, who's also a healer, both arrive on scene.
Love those characters.
Oh yeah, Diamond is one of my favorites. They show up and essentially ask you to debrief them, like what the hell is going on around here and stuff. And when they find out about the cloning in this place, the head of Omega Labs is going to have a lot of questions.
Mm-hmm.
As for these clones, for their own safety, Urgent is going to talk to them. Essentially, she tells Liberty Bell, you are not under arrest. Do you understand what I'm telling you? But I want you to come with us so that we can find out how this happened to you, so that we can punish the people responsible. Do you understand me? And she says, yes. All right, so she goes along quietly, The other two pods, like the hibernation pods, are just loaded into a truck, an urgent truck. And you guys give debrief Diamond on what happened. And they find out that, okay, there was a portal. They got sent out the other side of it. You have two unconscious villains that you have captured, subdued, who they are able to get, but they don't. What they don't know is exactly where this portal was going or who they were working with, because you guys didn't get the chance to find that out yet. But so this is we're basically at the end of the session. So what you find out, or what ends up happening, is that Liberty Bell. All right, so she's one of the clones of the original. They were taken from a hush facility. These were spares from the doppelganger. They were not the only three in this building. They were the last three out of several other doppelgangers that had been taken, that were being held in stasis, that were being taken by the Dark Elements. Dark Elements were working at the behest of. I should pull up his sheet. They were working at the behest of the villain known as the Master. Right? The Master is is the leader of probably the most serious villain organization in the game. An organization known as the Sinister Circle. They are by far the most dangerous villains in the world. I'm going to switch my camera around again since we don't need to have it on battle map anymore. But settings, right? The front camera. All right, so the Master here. You can see he's a lizard man looking thing. He's from a civilization that predates humanity by literally years. They're like people that have been around since the time of the dinosaurs. That their civilization after the extinction event basically moved to an underground city that is directly below Megapolis by hundreds of miles under the earth. And he is like essentially he has been banished from that civilization because he wants to basically overthrow the earth. And normally he used to go around in a fake human mask, like to disguise himself as human. His powers make him he's a very powerful mentalist. He has telekinesis, he has mind control and all these other abilities. But his plan was to steal these clones and use them for his own purposes. And the clones were being stored for study by Omega Labs as part of some black budget projects that they were working on. So you guys, not only did you foil this villainous plot, well, you mostly foiled this villainous plot, you also managed to uncover an evil that was being done by the lab itself. So. And now it's going to be in the news and stuff. The Daily Titan is talking about it the next day. The TV news, Stephanie Stevens is coming to ask you guys to interview you to find out everything that happened inside there, and so on. You also managed to bring two members of the Dark Elements in to bring them in for to be arrested. Now, by fortunate coincidence, Omega Labs has a direct line, an underground train that goes directly to Superlock, which is the main prison that's underneath Megan's Bay, like the water that surrounds the city. Megan's Bay has a prison on its floor, so instead of being like an island in the middle of the bay, it's the floor of the ocean floor of the bay is where the prison is. And they put them on a train to that place for their interrogation and questioning. So but you guys saved the day. You rescued everyone, and you have the thanks of a full city. But the master, the one behind all this, and the way you guys find this out is through the interrogation.
I'll get you next time, defenders.
Yeah, exactly. Dirtbag, and Dirtbag cracks first, honestly, rather than Blast Furnace. Blast Furnace is like, I don't care what you do to me, kind of stuff. But Dirtbag actually is bribed into giving information. Like, we'll give you more commissary in your cell if you tell us who you're working for and stuff. So Dirtbag has no problem turning on his boss. He's a sleaze. Like, I mean, it's his literal MO. So he gives up everything. He tells everyone. Now he is, he is afraid enough of the master that he doesn't the on purpose that part, but he kind of accidentally blurts out the person that they're working for is the master, and that they're located in this one warehouse. A warehouse on the docks in the marina over in the basically the richest part of the city. There's like a marina that has a bunch of yachts and stuff. There's a dock. There's a warehouse on the docks there, and that's where they're based out of. So if ever we were to continue that, that's where you guys would probably be going next. But until next time.
Until next time. Well,
yes.
Chris, thank you so much for coming on and GMing for us. And if we do get to play again, sounds like we already have our sequel. That sounds awesome. Yeah. Anybody want to add anything before we sign off?
I want to definitely agree with what you just said. Thank you so much for coming. Wilfredo, thank you for joining us. It was a great, fun session and a real good exposure to Bash.
Yes, indeed. Thank you guys very much.
I'm glad you guys had fun. I had fun running. I was a bit tired. I guess that it was in my voice a little bit, but
well, thank you for troopering through, and we really appreciate it. It was fun.
Yeah.
And well, thank you all for watching Babies with Knives. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye.
Adios, everybody.